everyone, this is Lights Camera Initiative, back at you with session 11 of our Dead in Thay run-through. Last week, our heroes had defeated the Firekeeper and was deciding what to do before approaching the Phylactery Vault. They had decided that they wanted to go to the Golem factory and attempt to free a captured angel that was held inside. And that's where we're going to pick up.
Can she be our angel or our devil?
She could. She could be your angel or your devil.
Right now we're just kind of rolling punches.
Now, there is one black gate that leads to the Golem factory. So you only have one option for how you approach.
Head on.
You teleport into a room. Should I have a picture before? A large stone block on the floor between the room's double doors prevent them from fully closing. Within, rusted black iron cages hang by heavy chains from the ceiling of the dark wall chamber. You find yourselves in the northeast corner, standing upon a black gate. In the cages, which hang about 3 feet off the floor, and if you inspect the cages, you can tell they're all unlocked.
But empty?
Yes.
Ominous.
There is a huge stone block holding a set of double doors open, as I mentioned previous. And there are no creatures inside, although there are scraps of necrotized flesh and body parts strewn across the room. You see like an arm there and a leg there, and torn like black chainmail on the ground. There's also the room is thick with fluids. Some of it appears to be old, like slightly congealed blood. Some of it appears to be some sort of slime. You're not really sure.
So signs of battle?
Oh yeah, something came through here and tore everything apart.
Oh, right.
That could be the Kraken. It
Could be the crap, but necrotic. Vampire? Maybe? Maybe if you could use magic? I don't remember everything.
I assume necrotic body parts was just a way of describing dead body parts.
Like zombie pieces.
Duh, I guess, yeah, there isn't really like, this was killed with necrotic magic.
no.
Yeah. Okay.
Golem factory. Stitched up together flesh golem. So
That's only one type of golem.
yes, but like the signs are there.
So, there are the two big double doors, and there is a path to the north that you know does not lead further into the Golem laboratories. It actually leads into the Predator pools. So you were pretty close to here, actually.
Damn.
Before.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is definitely a place I want to check out before we head back.
I thought we already.
Pools.
Yeah, I thought we already went there.
Oh, you guys probably went there without me then. Okay.
No, you were there.
Yeah, it was the short rest spot, right?
Yeah, you talked about the water turning you
Oh,
insane.
right,
The
yes.
Predator pools.
Right, that's the fish.
That's the place I wanted to go for the short rest, but then it was reminded that it makes you insane.
So,
Okay.
we
But the
all-
water sphere is there,
Short rest
isn't
didn't
it?
give me back spell
Water
slots.
sphere.
You said the water sphere was only,
Can't leave the room.
You can't leave the Predator pools.
That area. Sorry.
but we're in the golem factory.
They couldn't come in here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Onward. I mean, unless.
So you head forward towards
Do you want
the...
to toss the room?
Yes.
See if anybody left
Follow
something?
the battle scars, I guess.
Not particularly.
It's either the angel or the kraken, is my guess.
So the thing is, there is a big stone block, like fully wedged in the door. So how are you going to get through it?
Oh, like it's blocking it. It's not just keeping it open.
It's like blocking it. It looks like it was wedged in there to stop the doors from closing.
Is there any way we can pull it out, or do we have to push
Yeah,
it?
you could pull it out. You can push it out. Either works. Yeah, I'd ask for strength checks.
Is that not athletics?
Would I be able to use?
No, it'd be an athletics
Push it.
check to push it. Okay, you guys want to push it?
Oh, okay.
All right, one of you roll and someone get advantage because that's how it works.
I don't care. No, but you get advantage since I'm helping.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I think you get advantage anyway, Black Razor.
If she was holding it, yeah. But
And if I got temporary HP remaining, which I do not.
Oh, well, you get advantage anyway.
so you can roll it with advantage.
I might.
No.
I got 25.
25. You easily push the block back into the next room. As they do, the doors immediately slam shut, and I'm going to need the two of you to roll me a dexterity saving throw to not have your arms be snapped by the doors.
Is it like side closing or is it like?
No, they're shutting it.
Add
Oh, okay.
4, at least. None of us have blessed anymore, right?
No,
Hashtag
bless was gone. What'd you get?
14.
What'd you get?
6.
Okay. You both take 3 damage from the doors, like banging your arms as they slam closed.
Better than getting crushed.
But these seem like normal doors, right? They're like
Well, they
doors,
close
not like gates.
themselves.
I mean, like they're doors, not
It
gates.
could have been some sort of like
Okay,
hinge,
you try to
like
pull them up.
spring hinge trap or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
But is anything else happening? Or can we
Try
move
and
on?
listen to it.
Well,
See
you
if
can't get
Oh,
through
the
it because the
doors.
door's shut.
There's stone.
I want to try and listen
Yes.
at the door. See if like I can hear something on the other side.
Okay.
See how then I can
Roll
see,
me a perception check.
see if something actually did close it or it was fucking just automatic. It's a fucking 4.
4.
Yeah.
You don't hear anything.
You hear the cold sound of rock.
Try the door. Try the door.
You can check the side. You can check. You can try checking the sides of the
Oh,
doors
it's a
for-
pull door.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
why it's slammed shut like that.
It's a
Like it's locked.
it's a
or
single
something.
door, not double.
No, it's double doors that you have to pull open.
Okay.
Okay. So another athletics then.
You guys can try to pull it open if you like.
Okay.
So one of you roll with advantage. I don't care who.
I will.
Go ahead.
Well, just do it for sake. 27.
So it's tough. The door fights the two of you, but you manage to pull it open. The thing is, you're gonna have to hold it open. So basically, it means you have to let the other two through and then like run through, and then it'll slam shut behind you.
Make another check.
No, you don't have to make another check. I'm just saying you're gonna have to hold it open for the rest. and then
Because if we
run
want
through.
to get out, it's going to be very hard.
No, it's probably gonna be equally as hard.
I mean, we could always.
I mean, if we're trying to
no,
run out.
tuning shadow or shadow
Yeah.
spike would take a while.
an
So we
hour.
could break down the doors with shadow spike.
Yeah, but that'd take an hour to attune them.
It reattune wave. 2 hours.
So,
Go in. While they're holding it,
you
I'll.
guys run in. You run into the next room. Relief-carved walls showing nobles at a great feast make a stark counterpoint to the stench of preservatives and a hint of rot. Flesh golems in their first gruesome stages of assembly are on the first few tables. Other tables contain only prepared body parts and bones. A contact stone is set into the midpoint of the southern wall. 4 skeletons sit down at a table just kind of looking forward, and a ghoul woman holding a mop is like mopping up blood and like pushing the blood into buckets. None of them seem to take notice of you.
Seems like that they're only designed for janitorial work, maybe.
Oh, the ghoul is certainly.
The
Or
skeleton
she just
sit
decided
there.
to start mopping up blood for no reason.
Well, there's a contact stone, so we could, if we want to, we could relay our current plan to them, see if there's anything they can also
I don't
arm
want.
us with. But
We should wait until we do a bit more.
I'm just saying, using the contact stone doesn't really hinder us or the rebels, since they
Well, you could. Do you want to use the context stone?
I'm just throwing it out there. Tell them that we're going to be trying to retrieve the angel and going back for a long rest because we have to. There's no other option because we have to wait for the...
They threw
Next-
everything.
Next will be the phylactery.
We can also relate to them that the entire...
So, okay.
Yeah. Let's just... why don't we just...
Alright, so
You're
Ashura
just gonna do it?
activates the contact stone. The face of your employer fills the screen. And she says, yes?
Okay, so here's our current plan. We're going to retrieve this angel that we were told about. Not sure if they're still here. The Kraken might still be here as well, unless they came through your end already. Did they? The Kraken?
No, I have seen the Kraken.
Okay. Also, we will have to return for... We have to long rest because no one has spells, right?
Basically.
And we are going to have to return a second time to recover, but after that, we make our final move on the phylactery vault. They seem to have pooled all their resources into a single, most of their resources into a single area when we returned. So,
They were dealt with.
just throwing it out there, most of the areas should be relatively empty, if not have little resistance.
Yes, I'm preparing agents to send out to retake control of zones that you are cleared. We are already in control of the predator pools, and we're moving on the demon halls.
What was the name?
The abyssal prison as we speak.
The Wizard of Flame was the guy's name?
The Firekeeper.
The Firekeeper.
Yeah,
The Firekeeper has also been dealt with.
Yes.
as was of older.
Yes. You have done very well.
So far, nothing in the Golem factory as of yet, but we will continue on.
Yes.
Alright. If you have any need of us, let us know.
Every time we got aid, they either immediately died or something else happened.
It's not true.
No.
Shailandra helped you.
Yeah, that elf lady did alright. She lived the whole time.
She did.
Yeah.
The chick with the scar. The warrior was fighting the bird demon.
She didn't help you against Torlin,
I
but...
thought she died.
No, she
That's
didn't.
the elf that died.
You're thinking of the champion.
Yeah.
Is she still with us?
No, she left.
When did she leave?
Yeah, I don't remember her leaving.
After the fight with the Firekeeper, she escorted the lone survivor out, which is why she wasn't there for the Battle of Torlin. Anyway,
Okay.
How
Onward.
many doors are there in this room?
in this room there is a hallway and a door.
Can I check out the room at all?
Yes,
See if there's-
you can look around. Most of what you find are
16.
just pieces of flesh golems. However, one table in particular has special unguents and bindings that appear to be used in golem making. You're not sure if it's worth anything, but someone with an arcana check could determine if they are. And since he's not here, I'm just going to roll for him.
He's here in
You know,
spirit.
yeah, it's +9, so... yes, your wizard looks over them and says, "Hey, these are rare materials. Probably get 1,500 for them."
Worth it.
I guess we'll go over what they are later. Cause
Well, they're just golem making materials worth 1,500 gold.
oh, okay. I thought it was like
Yeah.
specific.
They can only be used in the crafting golems. If we found a book of golem
Flesh
creation,
golem specifically.
if we found a flesh golem creation book, then they would be useful.
Okay, so there's a white gate to your east, and there is a set of stairs leading up to a door north. Which do you want?
Is there any battle damage down these any of the directions?
You don't see any.
North.
North.
That's the door.
Yeah, the door.
Alright.
Yeah, right.
Also, when we got
Okay, you head up to the door. What were you gonna say?
when we finished the last battle, the guy that dropped the staff that was controlling the What golem was it called? The
Shield Golem.
shield golem. Did you say
Shield
it required
Guardian.
attunement?
Sorry.
Or
Shield
did you just
Guardian.
have to have it on you? I can't remember which. Because it has to be on a wizard.
I
Like,
think so. I actually
can't-
forgot to look it up. So
Because I remember really wanting Thoradin to have it, because then we get this.
I also
badass
don't
shield.
actually remember the amulet being
It could be.
recovered.
Yeah, it was.
We picked
Oh,
up
okay.
everything.
You got the amulet from the Firekeeper.
Okay.
So you head north. There are a set of locked doors.
Check them over.
Check them over.
Alright, roll perception.
That's a 10.
Looks kosher.
Alright, I'll pull out the tools.
You
Start
go,
working
you
on
go ahead, Squig.
Okay.
I didn't
So yeah, roll me a dexterity thieves tools check to unlock the lock.
14.
You remember you have expertise in thieves tools, right?
Oh yeah, no, I rolled a 2.
Oh, great. You're gonna need another try. It's like giving you a little trouble.
Some days, some nights.
You
Some
break your
time.
lockpick 50 times.
Don't joke about that. They're not cheap.
Yeah, they are.
8. So 26.
You get them up now. And you just like stubborn. It clicks into place. The door swings open. Inside, the walls of the massive hall are carved with reliefs of humanoid monarchs adorned with jeweled crowns and other finery, while servants bow at their feet. Huge white pillars rise to the ceiling. There is a single flesh golem that stands in front of one of the pillars, but it doesn't seem to be active. In that it just stands like stone still.
Okay. Well, so while we're going through here, I'm going to make sure to be watching for that light that we were warned about. Like, very specially, every time we go into a room.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm going to make sure every time we go into a room looking for that light that we were warned about not to walk under.
Okay.
Or like something.
Can we check over the room at all before we continue?
Sure. How are you checking the room?
Just look over, like try to notice any details.
Roll perception.
13.
12.
13 and 12.
Oh.
So you walk. Each of you roll me a d100 and tell me what you get.
I actually get to use them.
Or actually, hold on. Roll me a d20 each.
Ah.
And tell me what you get.
Damn.
Sorry.
7.
17.
7 and 17.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
What are they cursed with? Let's
So, as you two walk forward, you each step up near a pillar. And Squig, you got a 17, you said?
Mm-hmm.
So, you step up towards a pillar kind of in the center of the room. Suddenly, you find yourself in a pillar in the southwest corner as you are zapped with lightning.
And
He's
teleported?
just-
You take 5 lightning damage and are teleported to another part of the room as a bolt of lightning strikes between the two pillars. Asura, the same thing happens to you, but you find yourself teleported farther into the room. Now, I just have to check one more thing.
Yeah. Do I take same? Is it magic? Oh no,
It has to be a spell, not
yeah,
just magic.
Yeah, spell.
And as this happens, the lightning striking between all the pillars when this happens seems to power up the golem.
Is it a flesh golem or?
Yeah, it's a flesh golem.
Oh, okay.
It seems to come online.
How much damage?
5 lightning damage. And it looks around, but doesn't do anything.
Okay. Does that include my horse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you got off your horse to look around.
At least I'm still on my horse.
So, what do y'all do?
Well, we
I'm
haven't
gonna-
had to roll for initiative, so
It doesn't. It seems alive, but it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
It doesn't have any commands.
Are you accepting orders?
It doesn't respond.
Walk 5 steps forward.
It doesn't respond.
We're not trapped, are we? We're just teleported.
No, I'm going to still look around.
Check over the room for more.
I'm not moving from my spot until I look
traps.
around to see if there's like another teleporter, something that would give away of there's something else if you move, like some sort of other trap, I guess.
I mean,
Or
So what are you doing?
look around to see if there's a trap within my vicinity that will activate if I
Okay,
move.
then I want you to roll a perception check and then an investigation check.
Okay.
And the investigation check is going to be with disadvantage, unfortunately.
I have a bonus to it, so it's not as bad. Perception's a 14, and
I'm pretty sure the pillars are doing something. It has something to do with the pillars, or at least that seems to be the origin of the effect, is the pillars.
and it was when we stepped. I mean, neither are good, but
10.
But you have no idea of the specifics.
and it was when we stepped between the pillars.
You don't know.
Well, these pillars are definitely trapped.
Don't get near the pillars.
Unless we can take down the pillars without activating them somehow.
Can we traverse the room without having to go through the pillars? Or the
No,
position-
because the pillars are like kind of all over the room.
Oh, okay. Oh, so there's not just 4.
No, there are. Here, I'll.
Okay.
There you go, pencil. So each of the dots are a pillar.
Holy shit, okay. I see
And
what you
you
mean.
guys came in here,
Okay.
and the stairs are over here, and Squig is over here right now, and Asura is over there.
Okay.
That's how the room is.
So that'd be a
And
lot.
this is where you came in, and this is where the stairs to leave are.
That'd be a lot of pillars to destroy.
Yes. The room is full of pillars.
At least it's just pillars and not pillar men.
Hey, just give it a minute. Maybe that's that golem was building.
The golem just says I'm weaken my mask.
Shit! No!
I don't want to fight ancient, half-naked vampires.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. I don't feel like getting sucked dry.
You're talking about blood, right?
It could go either way at this point. I'm not. I don't know what their intent is. So
What do y'all do?
Do they all seem to be activating, or just the ones we walked through?
It seems like 2 activated. The one that you were near, and the one that you appeared near, and there was like a strike of lightning between the 2 of them. The others of them did not seem to activate.
How far across to the other side of the room?
The other side of the room is like 100 feet. It's pretty far. To the door from where you are, though, if that's what you're asking,
where's the
is like 60 feet away ish, 50, 60.
Okay.
was it straight ahead from where we
Alright.
walked in?
See you nerds.
No, it's diagonal. I showed you.
Wait,
The staircase.
Yeah, the staircase.
Okay.
Before you move, Bastion has enough time to be alive for this room, right? From the
Yeah.
last fight.
Test it out with him.
I'll have him pulse and then move. I won't get it. Asher won't get it, but everybody else that's around him.
And then move where?
Just to have him move towards one of the pillar that Ashra and I did not investigate, or a new pillar basically.
Okay.
Just walk near it.
Roll me a d20.
D8 because of the heat. Pulse. Right? Right. So pulses for 9. If you guys have lower than 9 temp HP.
Okay.
And Bastion rolled a 6.
Rolled a 6, you said?
Yes.
Okay. It walks up to the pillar nearest to the left of where the main group is and teleports basically to the pillar nearest Asura, like the one just right over, and it gets hit for 5 lightning damage. So, to show you. He moved to this one and teleported to this one, is where he is now.
Okay.
Okay. So you have to succeed on a check.
Now, you can roll me investigation again, this time without disadvantage, if you'd like.
Might have a feeling for what's happening. Maybe.
14?
You're not really showing the specifics, but it seems to be based off proximity to the pillars.
So as long as you don't get near them, but that's kind of hard. We could figure out a way to maneuver.
Yeah, you could maneuver around the
Do we know
pillars
the
if you
exact
wanted to.
proximity from Bastion?
5 to 10 feet is what it looks like.
Okay, so we need
Stay
to find
at
it
least
halfway.
10 feet away from each pillar, but you should be able to navigate.
Let's test it out.
So you guys
Let's
start
see what I can
carefully
do.
walking outside of what you think the radius of the pillars are to get to the other room.
Yes.
That's what I'm going
and
to
I
attempt.
don't think there's anything else in this room anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna
besides-
start moving as well.
Is that
From
the
where I
same
am.
for a mirror?
I don't want to teleport around.
Oh yeah, 9 temp HP for you two.
So,
From Bastion.
Yeah.
Okay.
are you going to walk or are you going to teleport? Because
I don't want to teleport, so I'll teleport.
Yeah,
What's
I
up
don't
to
want the pillars to teleport me around. I'll do a controlled
That
teleport and sneak doors.
The plan is not to have the pillars teleport us
Well,
around.
what she's saying is that she doesn't want to risk it. She just wants to teleport directly there. You,
As long as I'm 60 feet away, I got a 60-foot range.
okay, so you disappear in a puff of leaves and reappear near the stairs. The rest of you carefully walk there. I want each of you to roll me a dexterity check. This is going to be a check, not a save, so roll and add your dex modifier. You can add half your proficiency granted because of your natural athlete ability.
Natural
Dex
athlete,
check.
indeed.
And
7.
7.
7.
7.
24.
Okay. Greta, with the grace of a dancer, moves to the other side unaffected. Ashura thinks he's doing good, but then kind of forgot. I'm on a horse right before he teleports. Roll me a number and take 5 lightning damage. Squig just is so like, he's like, okay, I gotta walk this way, I gotta walk this way, and you weren't watching your feet, and you trip, and you face plant, and get teleported. Roll me a d20 and take 5 lightning damage.
I really don't like rooms like this.
11.
Dungeons and puzzle rooms, man. 11?
Yeah.
Okay. So you were near here, and you get teleported.
So it's another
to
dex check
11.
though for me.
Huh?
Oh no, this is just a
No, this
flat.
is a flat d20 to see where you teleport to. Squig, you are now teleported from here
Yes.
to here.
I got it.
So you've gotten slightly closer.
I got it.
Progress.
You got a 3? Okay.
It's progress.
Progress is progress. Squig.
Okay.
Or Ashura. So, Ashura, you were here, and you start walking, and funnily enough, you also move very slightly in the same direction. You both moved one space northwest. It's kind of funny, huh?
Okay.
Progress.
I guess.
Technically progress.
Yep. Now, what I'm actually thinking of doing. There's a better way. There's a smarter way. I'm gonna take.
I guess I should roll for Thoradin too.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll probably be fine.
Well, I mean, you see.
Look at these
No, wait.
scrubs.
Is there
Can't
Sorry,
even
we don't
make it
all
to
have
the
spray
stairs.
teleports.
there a dwarf that resists lightning that I'm thinking of? Or is for some reason I'm just thinking Thoradin resists lightning?
No, he
No,
doesn't.
that's not right.
He will eventually resist all magic damage, like innately.
Okay.
And he has an aura that does that, so that makes it less impressive.
Okay.
But Abjurers eventually at level 14 get magic resistance, which just means they take half damage from magic, and they have advantage on all saving throws against magic. It's a really strong ability.
Damn.
Yeah, it's a really strong ability. But they get it at level 14, so it's pretty late in the game.
Oh. So, I just want to double check. When interacting with items within the bag of holding, if you're withdrawing something from the bag, do you have to draw it out completely? Or can it be like part of the way out?
What do you mean?
If I take 10 feet of the ladder that I have,
Yep.
that is 25, from the bag, and just hold the bag and has it as like basically a yardstick so I can keep away from the altars or the pillars.
The bag it teleported instead.
Shit.
So you're going to use 10 feet of your 25-foot ladder out of your bag of holding as like a proctor to keep you 11 feet away of all pillars at all times, basically?
If possible.
That's possible. It'd take a while. You know, it'd probably take you like 15 minutes to traverse the room that way, but you wouldn't have to make any checks.
I feel like doing that because health is a very valuable resource right now.
Okay.
That is a good idea.
Squig pulls out 10 feet of ladder, sets it against the nearest pillar, and proctors. And then he's like, okay. And then he moves towards another one and does the same thing and slowly, ever so slowly, makes his way over to the other side of the room. Now,
I don't
Asura.
know if there's anything I can do that with.
If you have a second level spell slot, you can Misty Step there.
Yeah, I don't
You're
want
within
to miss.
30 feet. Well, I'm just saying, that is.
I guess I'll just try to maneuver.
Alright, roll me another dex check. And give me one for your horse, too.
Okay.
Well, since you have mounted combat, I'm gonna basically let you and the horse make a roll, and I'll take whichever one is better.
Figure out that.
So it's like advantage with your horse's stats.
Okay.
I don't think the horse adds anything to dex. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't. So
It's a horse.
It's a horse.
Wow, I got the exact same thing. Horse got a 12.
what'd you get?
3. Oh, 4. Sorry.
Yeah, it is that.
So you got a 4. The horse
Exactly
got
the same
a
thing.
12. Okay, the horse. You're like, go this way, and the horse is like, no.
Maybe its natural instincts will save
Its
me.
natural instincts save you of its natural instincts of not wanting to be electrocuted again, and it leads you there. Your trusty steed has pulled you through.
Good, because I was doing terrible on this.
That's the cool thing about having a pet.
I feel like I would have done better if it was D100s.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Oh,
I don't know.
shit,
You
you're
remember
right.
ITM?
Yeah.
I
But I
forgot
haven't.
to use my wild shape charge to summon me a little friend.
I think
You
the
wanna
summon.
do that? Okay.
Isn't the summon temporary, or is it?
But it's for like hours.
Oh,
It
okay.
lasts an hour per caster level? Or
So,
it might be church level.
so 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. No, that makes sense.
So what form will your familiar take? They have a list on the Find Familiar spell. It's like spider, owl, weasel. Octopus is one, although you should only do that in water, obviously.
I want a fly one.
Owl's a pretty great one. It has, because it has flyby, so it can give someone advantage on an attack and then fly away without provoking an attack of opportunity. Other flying familiars can't do that. That's why owl is traditionally considered the best familiar.
Then I'll do one now.
That has.
And it has advantage on perception checks and adds a +3 on perception. So it's a decent finder of things too. Well, it adds advantage on perception checks that involve sight or hearing,
I was gonna say.
which is most perception checks. So
I mean, my perception's pretty good.
yeah, it's more helpful for if you were, say, a blind wizard or something.
Bats have blind sense, which means they can just see invisible things.
That's true,
Yeah,
but its
that's-
range isn't that big, and you technically already have a bat. Because it doesn't come up
Thoradin.
once, but that's Thoradin's familiar.
Right.
I will get a little owl.
Alright.
Oh, yeah.
Create a little
The
fey owl.
bat did something.
It's made out of, it looks a little like a rowlet.
Oh, a barn owl?
Yeah. It's like a rowlet, and it has like green feathered wings, and like it has like daisy petals around its eyes. Because it's a fey, so you do summon a fey owl. It coos softly as it lands on your shoulder.
Finally, a Maron has an animal to love.
True.
That won't die on him forever.
Okay, see, there you go.
You can always just summon it back from the ether. Or wherever they go.
No, you have to get an animal companion that gives people shit. Like my octopus.
The octopus can talk?
No, but there was a sea hag we came across who tricked us, and when the octopus was leaving, it turned towards the sea hag, pointing towards its eye, and then pointed towards her eye, like, fucking watching you.
That's funny.
And when it wasn't answering our questions, he started poking it over and over.
Taking no shit.
I see.
Yeah. He was taking zero shit.
The octopus kind of just have a resting bitch face. So
Well, he was a giant octopus. So he's,
oh. Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, so besides the point, what happens is you're all heading on through the white gate. The white gate opens. You step into the next room. Now, I'm not asking this for this room in particular. Just to make sure, are you guys just walking normally, or are you attempting stealth? Because it occurred to me I hadn't asked in a couple sessions.
Jingle, jangle, jingle, jangle.
I mean, I could try to.
There's
but
I'm
literally
walking
no
normally
point.
unless told otherwise.
I roll a
Don't we all
disadvantage.
have disadvantage?
Squig does it.
I get bonus.
I'm the only
I mean, unless I can hop
Thoradin
onto
has disadvantage.
I
a
have
bigger
disadvantage.
person's
Because
You
I
don't
have
have
scale
half
mail.
plate?
Oh,
You don't have half plate?
No, I have breastplate.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you don't have disadvantage.
So we
Yeah, I made sure to grab something. I mean, unless I can hop onto one of these fuckers'
And I only
back,
had
roll
2.
sneak, and then when something happens, just
3
slide
disadvantage
off and
rolls,
slink
and
away.
one of us has a horse.
Okay. Well, it sounds like you aren't bothering. Alright.
yeah.
I don't think it's
Oh,
is what I'm
It's
saying.
possible, it's just unlikely.
Well, let's try it.
Two sides of this chamber have collapsed to form shallow, rough-walled pits filled with clay. Near the northern and southern corners are circles of sigils that glow with red light. In the eastern corner is a small array of urns and boxes. Above them on the wall is another contact stone. Now, there are 2 people in this room and a golem. The first of which is a female red wizard. She wears the blood red robe. She has the tattoos all over her head.
the no hair.
And she is currently speaking to a dwarf who is in plate armor. They are speaking in front of a clay golem that they appear to be working on. Now, I'm going to go over the specifics right after this. Stick around. And we're back, and Jeff has rejoined us.
He was gone?
Yes, Kaylin, he was gone.
So,
But he made all those checks.
Sitting
So-
right in front of me.
You had entered the room with the chambers, with the rough-walled pits, a red wizard and a human red wizard and a dwarf in armor standing in front of a clay golem.
Thoradin already moving in for the flank.
Clearly.
I take it they haven't noticed us.
No, they have, because you were making no attempt to hide.
I don't know. They were.
What's
you
the
said they were
point?
making this conversation. Free attacks. So.
So,
no, they're gonna see us anyway. This is just the difference between us being like, yeah, well, we weren't even trying to hide, so... And then being like, you know, I can see you, and us being like, yeah, you can't.
Also, I'm trying to sneak on a horse.
You gotta throw.
Clop, clop, clop.
We could have. We decided not to.
You just duct tape
Yeah, you don't bang the 2 coconuts, you press them together.
okay. So, the Red Wizard turns
It's like the horse loose in the hospital.
and says, I'd hoped you would go directly to the gate. Leave me to my work. The dwarf turns and says, heroes, glad you've come to save me. The wizard looks at him like raising an eyebrow, and before the dwarf continues and says, yes, I've been captured here by these red wizards. No, you have not! And he turns and says, don't believe her lies, she's an evil wizard.
Inside?
Kill her and free me.
Inside?
Yeah.
And she turns to him. Yeah, you can roll
Oh,
insight.
they
She
were-
looks at him and
they-
says, you
They were
backstabbing little dwarf!
They were working on the golem and
I'm gonna roll
conversing when
insight
we
on
walked
her,
into this room.
not the
So
dwarf.
I don't think insight is really required.
Hey. 7. So unfortunately, I probably
13?
on the dwarf.
I got 18.
Right,
And
right. Everyone's very insightful.
Okay,
I mean,
you were rolling on who?
No, I'm just
The
blind.
dwarf.
Okay.
I'm not proficient in
Because I
insight.
can't really roll on both of them at the same time.
Proficient in perception.
I can't just roll both at the same time.
Still
I
got
wonder
some
what
of my
that
wisdom.
dude's doing.
Alright.
I'm so very wise.
I continue to wonder what that dude's doing here.
Which one? Oh, the dwarf.
He's being held against his will. We must save him.
Hey! Maybe that's one of Asura's flaws.
He's not the first enemy to turn around and whatever. I thought she was a little surprised. But
I don't think Asura's that ignorant.
Outside character, I believe the dwarf.
I don't.
As you say you believe the dwarf,
He
he
was
says,
blind to me.
thank you, Stone Brother. Name's Gorvin Ironheart. I'm glad that there's another one here with sense. I assume you were the leader of this little troop, since you have such a good head on your shoulders. Please, tell the rest of your friends here that, red wizards, always capturing people and making us bend our magics to their will.
Yeah.
Grunbar would never allow me to work with them.
No, she's being genuine. You're-
She's crazy and an evil wizard and probably a necromancer or something. And she turns and she says, all right, you little shit, I am not a necromancer. I'm a transmuter. It's different. And you know what? It's irrelevant because if you're going to kill me, you have to kill him. He was working with us. We paid him. He was converting all the mud in these pits into clay that we used to make clay golems. And he was helping us trap earth elemental spirits into them to make them. And he turns and he says, no, wait a second here. You are a lying harlot. You should shut your mouth.
I'm
Dwarf brother.
Yeah.
I would never willingly work with the Red Wizards. You know this.
Yeah.
You see, look, and he like pats your chest and he says, a symbol of Moradin. His eyes will show you that I am not lying.
I'm more surprised and pointing at Red Wizard Lady. I'm more surprised that you're not trying to bargain at this point.
And she says, I heard you were a bunch of bloodthirsty murderers. If you're willing to bargain, I'll step aside and you can go on your way.
That didn't stop anybody else.
It's a little.
I think some of them are a little
They told
more,
us you were like big demon people, that you ate children and...
There are those of you kind
Well,
of
children
given
are
up and
delicious.
we've simply
See?
taken them as captives.
You're all for a chain.
I didn't.
It is the most tender of meats.
Eberron said, children are delicious. And she said what she said.
How about we offer you
Why do you think
what
veal's
we've
popular?
offered plenty of others before you. Both of you can leave.
The dwarf turns and says, oh, really?
Yes.
As prisoners.
Oh, okay. Cool.
As prisoners.
Were they
What?
prisoners before? I don't think.
We've taken red wizards as prisoners and turned them over to rebels.
No, I'm a hostage. I'm not a prisoner. I am a hostage that you need to free.
Why aren't you
Right?
Why
this
are you
is,
bound?
well, my
The
hands
rebels-
need to be unbound for me to trap the spirit into the golem, which they're forcing me to do against my will. But I need my hands free for spell casting. She turns and says, "We paid you in coin, you lying shit." And he says, I have no coin. Check my pockets, not a single coin."
Is he? I thought someone just said he is chained. Or is he not?
No,
chained?
I said
No,
he's not.
He's not chained.
Oh, okay. So
But he's saying
he's there
not
of his own
chained
volition
because
because he's being
Well,
paid.
okay, but the thing is, he's saying that he is not here of his own volition, and the only reason he's not in chains is because he can't cast his elemental controlling spells without having his hands free. And he then continues to say, "They all threatened my family."
All right,
How many?
The family? Oh,
This is-
50 or 60. The Ironhearts are a big clan.
This is all good and not like this is all fine. I could find. we could get to the bottom of this two ways.
Do I know the Iron?
You're gonna go.
I think they should fight to the death.
Hold on 1 second. You asked if you know the Ironhearts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Give me a
that.
history check.
Are they?
Oh, so Thoradin could just like.
Because he says that. Are they?
The Ironhearts are a dwarf clan based on on a mountain near Ulm. They are traditionally of darker skin. They're black dwarves, basically. They are vaguely related to you. They're like a sister clan. In fact, you're pretty sure this guy is probably like a third cousin of yours. Maybe, but probably through marriage. You don't have the papers in front of you, but you think you and this guy are much removed. But that's
Have
not
some
super uncommon
family
with dwarves.
relationship.
Dwarves, you know.
He can tell he's telling the truth of him saying, "I'm part of this clan."
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He does look like the picture of an Ironheart dwarf. Dreaded beards. He has like one of those dread twist things, and it's wrapped up with like a spider silk. It actually looks really cool. It looks like a cotton candy net of dwarf hair. He has all the piercings. They do lots of eye and like nose piercings and stuff.
They're very
looks
metallic dwarves.
No.
Heavy
Their
metal
mountains, their mountains are really close to the ocean, so they do a lot of underwater mining.
Oh.
So they tend to be skinnier than other dwarves. So they, because they swim more. And the Ironhearts have a sister clan that runs a set of like merchant ships that go from to Luskin, which is up the north coast, past Baldur's Gate, past Neverwinter. North. It's a port city called Port Last, spelled with 2 L's for some reason, because fantasy.
Okay.
Fantasy.
Anyway, what were you saying?
Yes.
There's two ways we can do this. I have Zone of Truth as a 3rd level spell out of character.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we can do. I can make sure who's telling the truth and who's not, or you can take it up with the other group when you go through the portal, because they're going to ask you questions no matter what.
You know what? You don't need to waste your spells. I'll just go and talk to them, yeah? And she
I think those two
turns
should
and
fight to
she
the
says,
Fucking Ron.
she turns and she says, he only doesn't want you to use your spell because he's lying, because he's a liar. He's a little liar, short, shit dwarf. When you say they should fight to the death, she says, yeah, we should fight to the death. And he turns towards her and says, oh, is that how you want to have it then? I'll fucking kneecap you cunt.
Yes.
And she turns and says, does he look like an innocent captive?
Just
Honestly.
pulling on Asher's.
I will eviscerate you, fool.
Yeah, you got this.
Where you need to stop. And you need to
The
stop.
car's not here. Someone has to do it.
And I need to stop being a dad.
I stopped being a dad.
But I gave,
Stop being attacked.
But I gave you. Wow, I even gave him a Kark toy.
Kark doesn't.
Oh,
Kark
God.
doesn't.
Just
Kark
fix
doesn't.
it up.
Kark doesn't provoke people into fighting. He
I
gives
am
the finger
Kark
to a strong thing.
Next
and
level.
then he gets killed.
Yeah.
I am next level Kark.
You'd have to involve
I'm
yourself
better,
in their
Kark.
fight somehow and get yourself killed.
Anyway,
I said it.
Alright.
the dwarf turns to you and says, "Oh, this is pointless. Just take us to the rebels. I'll explain everything."
Right.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
You'll vouch for me, though,
They
right?
definitely don't have zones of truth or candles or anything like
listen.
that. You know, they're just the.
Well, he doesn't know that.
I
To
know.
our brother Dorf, yeah.
Out of character, maybe they don't.
He turns and he gives you
I'm
a
not sure if
dwarven,
wizards get that spell.
like, bear hug. He's a pretty strong guy.
It also kind of sucks.
So close.
Thoradin, when have I ever lied to you or the group? Except when you weren't there. So the very
Oddly
first
enough,
time we met each other.
this red wizard in particular didn't seem all that bad.
He is
I don't know what else they've done.
And she says,
a brother, though.
it's
You never
fine
lie.
if I'll make golems for the rebels. I don't care. I just want to do my research. I don't care who I'm working for.
You just want
I just
Fair
want
enough.
to make golems.
Maybe you should.
Out of
Wizard is beyond such considerations.
And there
Okay.
What?
Don't rule out the fight to the death.
out of character, is the creation of flesh golems evil?
Using them to murder a bunch of innocent people and take over the Sword Coast is, which is what they're going to use them for, but the act of creating golems is not evil.
Okay. That was.
Golems are just golems.
It's stitched together dead flesh.
No, she's
for
making
the-
clay golems.
Oh, she's making clay. Yes. Yeah.
So they're like if you're familiar with the Jewish golem creations. Like,
Yeah, I know though.
Yeah. It's very similar to that.
They are very sturdy.
They have a shit ton of hit points, yeah. Although I mean really any golem does. Flesh are like the
Iron fucking
the
golem.
irons are really hard to fucking kill.
They
Top
are the
shelf.
toughest, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just make sure.
Whatever.
You gotta send him into space.
I want to use one.
Dude, they're like CR-15 or some shit like that.
Fight
They are
off a nuke to
extremely
get rid
strong.
of those.
You guys are strong.
Do we get anything off of or is after sending them or when we send them away?
She says, well, there are more golem-making materials. You realize the last one were worth something. These one might be. If Thoradin wants to give them a look over.
Okay.
Like, do you want me to check or do you want just.
Give me an Arcana check.
Alright.
We could have them give us their golem to command.
16.
That's
Does it
close.
look?
Your golem isn't complete.
It's not completed.
What'd you get?
16.
16. There are, in the corner of the room, some jars of rare oil and boxes of rare powders used in the creation of clay golems, along with some empty containers from ones that were used previous. They weigh about 15 pounds total, which is what the last set weighed, but these ones are worth 3,000 gold instead of 1,500.
Because these are used to make a higher tier golem.
Yeah, you think that's the case. So overall, you've gotten 4,500 gold worth of golem making materials from this room and the last room.
There are
And if you look over the pits, the clay pits turn like raw rock wall and floor into clay, and they basically they're just clay creating pits using transmutation magic. So don't step in them. Now there are two ways you can leave this room. There is a door and there is a white portal. The door leads southwest, which, thinking about the configuration of the room, that might lead into the east of the first chamber you were in.
So not
Well, no, you haven't been in that room yet. I'm just saying it's you know. And then there's a door, or there's a white gate to the southeast, which you haven't gone to either.
well, we know one direction will.
I assume one of you walks them back to the black gate and sends them back to the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
During the walk back, the red wizard, what is the light that we should not walk under? Where is it? I know it is here.
Light? I don't.
We have been warned that there is a little. When they actually pull it up, so I can get the wording correctly. A glowing arch not to walk under within this area.
She thinks to herself and she says, "Oh, In an arch. Oh, yeah, I know what you mean. She points to the southwest door, or the southwest white gate, and she says, through there's an archway, and there's a light trap in there that'll blind you. So,
Is directly on the other side of that door.
I don't think so. They told me not to go in there, and I haven't been in there.
Come. Alright. What do you know of the angel in this area?
What angel?
Guess that answers that.
Alright. They leave.
There we go. Okay. Trying to get more information, but
So, which direction? Southwest or southeast?
Well, you said one of them leads to the room that we could have gone through initially.
Yeah.
But that leads back to the beginning, so I say the other way.
So, one for southeast.
ditto.
I
Two
forget
for
which.
southeast.
I forget which is which direction, but I would do the door before the portal.
How would they
One for
think
southwest.
we've been eating children if there aren't any children here to eat?
Bosses can tell underlings anything.
Past exploits.
We, is the implication there we brought our own children?
What about you two? Southwest or southeast?
Stick with the group. So,
Well, there's been 2 for one, 1 for the other, so.
two. Stick with. Take third vote for the first one.
And Caitlin for posterity.
Southwest.
You guys head towards the southeast portal. All right. As you enter the room, pillars of white marble glow in an intense white light that brightly illuminates this area. The light is so bright that it almost obscures very slight arcane glyphs carved into the archways that lead into the room. This light is so bright that any ranged attack rolls or ability checks made to see in the area, so perception or ranged attack rolls, will have disadvantage because it is hard to see.
Damn it!
Even with dark vision.
We gave those goggles, those basically sunglasses
Especially
goggles,
with dark vision.
to Sugar. Damn.
Oh, yeah.
To the cat.
Hey, I think that's still worth it. A cat with goggles.
She deserved it
I couldn't be outside without them.
I kind of miss that
because she
cat.
wasn't.
Well, she's
The
still
dragon's
there. She
familiar.
just, you didn't take her into the
I know.
dungeons with you.
Well, yeah, we didn't take her to the dungeon we were abducted to participate in.
Yeah.
She didn't bring her to the other dungeons either. I assume
Yeah.
she
No,
travels with you.
I thought. Oh,
Yeah.
I thought we gave her to the farmer.
I thought we kept Sugar and she just stays in her
You have
room.
sugar. She's
And that's
in your wagon.
Went along her way.
She's been with us.
It's a group pet. Okay. I just wasn't sure on what happened.
I don't think Thoradin get let go of that cat.
Yeah, this Gordon's cat.
Gordon's kitty. You could make it your familiar. Cat is a choice.
Huh. How good is it? It's like, eh?
It's okay.
Bye bye bat. Hello kitty.
That's totally possible. Like,
Yeah.
You're saying it like a joke. But
We don't have any dark materials, so I can't
Alright, so what do you do?
tinker something up.
So not walk under the archway.
Do not with these. Fluorescent
Was there
warning.
any way around it?
No.
Oh.
Thoradin, do you think you might be able to disrupt it?
Is it magical in origin?
It's covered in magical runes, so.
Maybe?
Can I identify spots where I identify the arch? Or
You're going to cast Identify on the arch?
yeah, or which cast if people are close.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
Alright.
Sure.
I don't know what the effect is on that thing, so I prefer
Wow.
knowledge.
It's nature.
Will this kill us?
What
Or mind
is its
control?
favorite color?
So,
White. Blinding white.
so you ritual cast Identify. The sigils on the well, you're casting it on the sigils effectively. So when you cast on those sigils, you realize that the sigils control the brightness in the room. It is possible to touch your hand to the sigils and attempt to make them glow less bright, which will make the blinding less likely to occur.
So the arch.
But it is impossible to shut them off until you touch all 4 of the archways around the room. And even then, they'll only stay off for a minute on each deactivation.
So the archways have a dimmer switch.
Yeah.
Temporary dimmer switch. I mean, it's better than fucking trying to navigate this room at disadvantage.
Yeah.
So,
Or get ambushed by something and have disadvantage for like the remainder.
Well, stay.
We could move 4 different people unless it requires Thoradin only.
to disable, they require an Arcana check.
Ah, so Thoradin only. Well,
I mean, the rest of you can try, but it probably won't work.
I could try since it's in it.
you know what? You go ahead. I'm good.
What happens if we hit the wrong sigil since you did identify on it?
Probably just doesn't work.
Okay.
And does it has to be done simultaneously? Or?
Yep. You can deactivate them one at a time.
Alright, I'll do that.
Just each deactivation only lasts for a minute. Does it require a roll?
Roll Arcana.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It requires an Arcana
You
check.
said Arcana.
Duh!
27 on the first one.
You dim it. As you dim it, in the center of the room, 2 clay golems activate and sprint towards you. I need initiative. Asura, you are first.
Yay.
There are 2 clay golems in front of you.
So between these, you said it was
From each point.
Well, you already moved past that one because the one near you was disabled.
okay. So I can.
So you can move forward and be fine, yeah. That being said, once you move into the room, I need you to... You would have to roll me a Constitution saving throw, but your throw is so high that you can't fail. Because I did say that he weakened the light. He didn't get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay. But
Is there a bigger light in the middle of the room?
But my
The
concept
light is coming from all of them. So
Okay.
in order to shut it off, you'd have to depower every one.
This con save is too goddamn high.
Yeah.
Father, I crave violence.
I'm trying to. No, I'm trying to figure
He said
out
he was down.
because I want not the trample, the
Your horse to get the charge attack.
charge. Yeah, I need to be. I need
go
to
here
20
and then-
feet at least.
And go over here and 5. Nope. I don't think there's any spot in the room.
You're too close.
Yeah. Oh well, I can still attack the force and give flame to whoever moves up front.
Okay.
Um.
Roll your attack. Or attacks.
Alright. I get advantage with my
Fourth.
My fourth.
Well, yeah, that's what he named them. Barring, no, it's not. He actually gave him names.
Yeah, I can't remember it right now. I'll
Yeah,
think of it eventually.
You gave it a name in
Oh.
the temple. You have to pay it.
Hardest. Wasn't
I think so.
Anyway.
it? I got a
Yeah, something like
25 to hit on the first attack. 31 on the second attack. And of course, got a 19.
All those hit. However, your horse does no damage.
And I still got that poison buff. No?
Yes, but it's immune to poison damage.
Go.
Right.
They have no circulatory system to poison.
25 damage on the first attack.
Okay. You stab into it for 25. Grunts in pain.
27 for the second.
Okay. Well, if your attack's hit, you move chunks out of it. Squig, it's your turn.
Almost go to attack it. Are they immune to fire? Because he knows
no,
magical
no.
things.
Clay golems, right?
He knows magical things.
They are not.
Okay.
Keep
They're
thinking they're
immune
flesh
to
golems.
acid, poison, psychic, and then they are also immune to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical attacks not made with adamantium weapons.
So they could be. I thought adamantium made them magical.
No.
Huh. Right. Then I will pull out the wand of firebolts and land one of them at the very least. 3 d8s. Right. Correct. 3 d8s. Right.
3d10.
Right. Because firebolts the highest
Okay.
damaging nature.
No. I'll be 12.
That is accessible to me. What the fuck? Crit fail.
Fuck you.
I'll have Bastion Burst.
And that sucks. The damage was good, dude.
Yeah, it was good damage.
23 damage.
Except, screws the fuck up. It's 9 temporary.
9 temporary? Okay.
Yeah.
Everyone gets 9 temporary.
Sad Dasha.
Except Asura. Granted, it's
Not
your
volley.
Cool.
You're-
I will advance
you're too
and I'll be
fast.
making some attacks.
Gotta go fast. All of the day, bro.
Making sure that fire element's wording explicitly states fire element must be defeated, not just anything.
Not fire.
I got an 18 to hit on the first attack, and I got a 24 on the second, and 25 on the third.
Goes on it.
First attack's for 24 damage. Second attack's for 24 damage.
Okay. Third attack?
And third attack's for 20.
Okay. As the third attack strikes into it, it yells, and it is now its turn. It immediately flips at, or wait. Okay. It does not flip out. It seems to enhance itself with some sort of magic, and it swings at Asura. Swings at Grana 3 times. It's
Hits.
Dude, somebody was trying playing Sentinel by like Warforged and some other shit.
What did you say, Clay Golem? I'm now just
20.
on that clay face.
24 damage.
Fuck Clayface, man. He's an asshole.
And you said how much damage? 24?
I'm waiting for the day when I crit on a sentinel attack. Just fucking murder.
So, it turns and starts to swing at you 3 times, but it gets stabbed in the back by Asura and dies. So, you actually killed it before it can get its attacks off, which is a bummer, because when it crit, whatever.
Will be the other golem.
He's
always
eating
next
Thoradin,
time.
it's your turn. What's this? Eat it. Try it out.
Eat the crit. Eat the crit.
I didn't crit.
No, he was gonna
It-
crit.
Oh, it crit.
Yeah,
Oh.
you killed it before it crit.
Oh, that's fine.
You denied me a
I
crit.
guess I should have considered it at least.
It's Scotch egg flavored.
No, it's not Scotch egg. Please no.
It's probably fine. I can get it.
I don't need birdie bots every flavored taffy.
Sounds disgusting.
It does.
It's like a booger taffy. It actually has a. I would imagine.
Also, it's
Well,
bigger and
Scotch is
chewier,
hurt.
so.
Twice you're gonna green
It's like
It's,
a huge snot bubble in your mouth.
like banana chocolate.
Chew another chewy loopy.
That's what it looked like.
It looked like a Scotch egg.
Who put birdie bots every flavored beads? Like,
Anyway,
oh no, vomit flavor.
That's
Well,
what it
it's-
says.
it's to gag your friends with.
Oops, all vomit flavored beans.
It's so you can sit there, hold identically colored beans, and be like, we died together.
Oh,
Anthony and I have done that.
some of us will die together.
It was a lot.
It's like
Yeah.
one left to
Green colored bud.
yeah, 38. Unless you're throwing it, then it's 48. Okay.
That's 14. Plus, so plus the 4, so 18. 18.
18 damage? Okay. You swing your hammer and it slams into the golem, doing 18 damage. Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Amara, it's your turn.
I'm a thorn whip it.
Oh. Fuck, never mind. That's fine. You're gonna throw it?
Yep.
Alright.
Do I have advantage? Oh. Oh, I do if I send my owl over, huh? I'm gonna send my owl over.
You have advantage.
I have an owl.
She used a new feature and spent
I got
wild shape
25.
to gain it from you.
25 hits?
12 hours.
But you're not wild shape all the time.
17. Because I used to wild shapes.
That was cool.
Sometimes you just whip it out when it's least expected.
Okay.
It's usually because I have spell slots and
Is
ideas.
that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. The golem goes. It speeds up as well as the other one did before dying, and then moves over and attacks.
Oh wait,
Did it move 10
Thorn
feet
Whip.
closer
Oh,
to you?
actually, you know what? Hold on. Erase that damage.
Okay.
Thorn Whip is 3d6.
Oh, you used d8s.
11.
And then moves 10 closer to you?
It's
Yeah.
Oh, oh.
Oh.
It moves up and attacks Thoradin,
Really?
provoking an attack of an opportunity attack from Graham if she wishes to take it.
Good.
Kill its face!
Yeah.
These things have a fair amount of health.
It makes 3 attacks on you, Thoradin. The first attack is going to hit.
Alright. I'll spend some for a long rest and something.
Shit. It's up to your armor up too.
Yeah. 27.
27. All 3 attacks miss.
Shield.
Guess it's you.
Good question.
yeah.
I got some hit on that.
That hits.
That was
You slash at his back as he rushes forward.
Definitely gonna sell the core. Really? I have
Anyway,
I
so
found plate armor. That's good.
it's now Ashura's turn.
Hey, I'm not done. That was pretty good. This time I do get a charge. So it's a
Strength check. It fails.
it is not prone.
Okay.
It is not prone. Everyone gets advantage on it now.
Just leave it.
Alright, does horse's attack doesn't damage it, so I'm just not gonna roll it. It's okay. It's not a 1. 15.
That's it.
And 24 hits. So both hits. For 21 damage and 20.
Your 2 attacks hit into it. Now, I want. It is Squig's turn. Everyone give me for the end of last turn. Everyone except for Asura, give me a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Do all of them have +1?
You moved.
No, because you were over there. The only one who
Oh,
had
last
it
turn.
was Grimmer.
Okay.
So you can have a +1 damage. That's it. And what'd you get?
20.
You're fine.
21 motherfucker.
You're fine. Squig, it's your turn.
Well, it's not that bad.
And then at the start of this turn, because it should have been at the start, you won't be on the Constitution save.
Oh, yeah.
You are next to Asura, so you have the +1.
26.
You're fine.
Wait, it's prompt.
Yeah, it's fine.
To get it, attack it.
Unless you do range attack. It's
Wow,
Yeah.
right, yeah. So.
Stab it.
got a melee attack?
Stab it.
Yeah, I do. I had to drop my one of the firebolts and draw the dagger.
Well,
Because I have Wand of the War Mage.
I think I remember a rule where range attacks from more than 5 feet away have disadvantage. If you're next to it, you can shoot down.
Really?
I think.
Because I thought it's like a disadvantage.
I don't know. I don't know. I assume it's going to have disadvantage, but I thought I remember it.
Yes.
Just stab. Don't you have a special dagger?
Yeah, I have the +1 ritual dagger
Yeah.
and my dagger return.
Yeah.
It's better than getting disadvantage.
So I will just drop the Wand of Firebolts and draw the dagger returning I created. Try to stab twice.
That's one.
They both have the exact same. Returning just makes it +1 with an effect.
If I remember.
Which means I get the bottom.
You should have a +1 now. Did you not make the balance in overtime?
I haven't had a chance to. Okay, so first attack is double crit fail with advantage.
Fuck you guys.
Double crit fail with advantage.
Wow.
Fuck you guys.
Okay, if there was liquor, that would be like what, a triple shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Those
What are
belong
the
to
odds of that?
prison. Those belong to prison.
Hold on, they were just saying themselves. Okay, yeah. Jesus. Okay.
Bound to happen.
Stop laughing at me!
No, that's happened before. That happened to Rob once.
Oh yeah.
He rolled advantage and rolled 2 once. It was in Summer Citadel.
Did we laugh as hard then?
Probably.
He laughed pretty hard.
The 25 did hit for that one.
25 hit, that hits.
It's a big ol' whopping D4 damage. 2, 3. So 6 damage
Okay.
with a stave.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah, bash first just to see if it's higher. Might not be. It might be.
Wait, I also not. I still get it.
Oh yeah, you get this one, so that's a 7 10. But people should still have
Oh
not.
wait, my temp is already set.
So,
You get nothing.
how it works, and because I just looked it up, is if you attack an opponent enemy from more than 5 feet away, whether it's ranged or melee, you have disadvantage. If you attack within 5 feet, you have advantage. So if you shot them with a ranged weapon, the disadvantage from shooting them from melee range would cancel out.
And it still works with a ranged spell attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
My horse needs the temp at least.
You info for future. Good to know.
But that includes even a melee attack from far away. So if you try to thorn whip someone who's more than 5 feet away and they're prone, you still have disadvantage.
Okay.
I
Also,
will use my owl to not.
and
Hey!
That's fair.
when you
I'm
burn my
just saying.
battery pack, you this is the wrong board.
Okay. So is that your turn? Yes. Irrelevant.
Yeah.
Turn. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. It is Gwen's turn.
Cool. I think it was Sarah then.
I will advance. And I'll just make some attacks.
It's murder time.
I mean, he's taking some damage, so probably.
I got a critical and then 2 26s.
Okay. 2. Goes all in. You can roll them if you want, but you're probably dead anyway. Unless you roll extremely badly.
Alright.
Then, okay.
Alright, he's dead. You gain 133 temporary hit points.
Damn.
Cool.
Fuck your shit.
Man.
I'm guessing
The real reward.
I'm guessing
Temporary
like
hit points.
cheesecake or shortcake.
Probably.
So, what do y'all do?
There
There are exits to the room that I did not put on there because I was trying to hurry.
Because-
there is 2 exits on the far side of the room. One that's more south and one that's more east.
Oh, so is each arch not over a door?
No. They're just arches around the room.
Huh. Okay. Are any of the arches over a door? Besides the one we walked through?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the thing is, you're already in the effect.
True, but Squig is still remembering we helped the person who warned us, so they probably warned us for a reason. Do any of them seem like they're glowing brighter than the other ones, besides the one
No.
we just did?
They all look exactly the same.
Okay. Just making sure.
just gotta work on the rest.
Each
which door you wanna
light
go
weak.
through? Which door?
We said 2 on the south and 1 to the...
No, there are 2. They're both on the far wall of where you are, but one's on the left and one's on the right. Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Which do you want?
How about left?
I was gonna say left too.
I'm down with what?
I want to go right just to be contrary.
Alright, Ed. Okay. You guys are going left.
This just ain't right.
No.
As you
Oh, we
approach
got
this
it.
door, you hear the roar of flames.
Let's go the other way.
As you open the door,
You were funny.
a low, round pool of molten material sits at the center of this chamber. Tendrils of smoke curl up from it, moving in unnatural ways. In 3 of the corners stand several red urns, most of them cracked and empty, but a few still closed and glowing with eldritch glyphs. There is a gout of flame that blocks your passage to the chamber beyond.
Let's turn around and go the other way.
Perception to see if there's a switch or something. Rooms.
You want to toss the room?
Well, we can't
Well,
really. It's
to
blocking our
inspect,
way.
like
To see if there's.
around where the flame is.
See if it's
So
logically,
it's blocking our pathway.
As you enter, you hear a voice from the smoke. I demand that you release me at once.
Oh,
Your chains will not hold
who
me.
are you?
Refuse and you will die.
We are not the ones that found you. Wherever.
Appearing out of the smoke, a well-built, red-skinned, smoke-legged Afriti appears.
in front of the flame that blocks our path to the room.
No, that's a different flame. It's in the
Smoke.
center of the room where the smoke's coming out.
The 3D or the thing that blocks us?
The Afridi is coming out of the smoke in the center of the room. The gout of flame is just on the other side of the chamber, blocking the next room.
My bad. I thought it was blocking us from this room.
We are not amongst the ones that have found you.
Then free me.
Okay.
What is holding you here?
Let's smash those urns.
Come back to its own plane. Same character.
Banishment doesn't do damage.
That might be safer.
Could. But what if he wants to help us? I mean, it's doubtful, but...
At this point, I don't think Thor's gonna trust that.
There was the one, the free from the bottle that helped us, but that's because it was charged to from the bottle.
Okay.
And it was not happy.
It was not happy that
Destroy the crucible below me. We'll dispel these bounds of smoke.
Okay.
Oh, the giant vat below him?
Yeah, you can just like tip it over if you're strong enough, or you can attack it, or do whatever.
Okay.
So,
Better that than using a spell slot, I guess.
So you guys just gonna tip it over?
Yeah.
Hold on. I want to inspect the area so that way then if it looks like fucking with this will activate something.
Yeah, sure.
Because that kind of sounds like a trap that would be made for a room. And if I'm looking for a trap, would I be able to add proficiency with my thieves schools? Since I have association and know what to look for traps?
No, just give me perception.
Okay.
Or actually, since you're investigating now, just give me investigation.
Okay.
You can skip the perception part.
That is a 27.
27. With your 27, there's no in it trap, but tipping it over will release a ton of molten metal. That being said, you calculate in your head, as long as everyone's standing on your side and just doesn't walk over to that side of the room, it should be fine.
Wait. Tip it over towards the gout of flame.
What?
We can tip this over towards the gout of flame, and I can continuously cast frostbolt on it to try and cool it down to try and block the gout of flame.
Harden it into... Because once it's out of its crucible,
Sure.
it will...
We don't know what's causing the gout of flame, but if there's something blocking it.
So, Grana, I assume you're going to push it over because you're immune to fire.
It's causing it.
Sure.
Right. Give me a roll.
So I'm going to prepare frostbolt as soon as the magma rolls over it to start blasting.
20.
You push it over. The Afriti, the smoke chains around him dissipates, and he says, "Thank you. You were wise to not attempt to bargain for my power."
We've seen the power of an Afriti, and we do know it is great.
So it is.
he's gonna attack us, right?
No, he's not. He seems like a cool guy.
How did they... If you don't mind me asking, how did they come to bind you?
There are spells of binding and summoning.
So
It's the same sort of spells that can summon an elemental, can summon our kind if cast by a powerful enough caster.
So they did a combination of them.
There is a lich, more powerful than any you have encountered here, I'm sure. He summoned, and then they had wizards ready to bind me.
No, we're actually...
He is our next target.
Yeah, we're actually...
As disgraceful as it is to say, it happens more often than those of us from our plane would like to say. Of course, you've heard of Jinn in bottles.
Yes, we have
Yes.
heard of this. It is not necessarily within your control,
And the
though.
less known Dao and Murid, our kind from the plains of earth and water. Though they are full of fools and weaklings. They are still related to us. Thank you. As thankment, I will ignore the fact that you are wearing one of our stolen treasures.
The Ifriti. Right.
Use it well, or
Whatever.
it disappears in a puff of fire.
Oh, good. Nothing. Damn, no experience.
Yes. Almost stuck catchy frostbolt, but then just.
I'm gonna say give me a spellcasting ability check because I like this idea, but it might not
Okay.
work
I want to make
that well.
sure I did calculate it correct. It is proficiency bonus, but is it proficiency and int for spellcasting ability?
No. When I ask for a spellcasting ability check, it's just your int.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
whatever your primary casting stat is, roll that.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that should just be a 5 then.
Now,
For some reason, I thought it was plus 2.
Now, if you're asking about your spell attack modifier,
No, I have spell attack bonus, spell save DC, and spellcasting ability. Has 3 separate boxes.
spellcasting ability box is just which stat it is. That's just you can note what your casting stat is.
Okay.
That's why mine just says wisdom.
Yeah, yours should just say intelligence,
Okay, I'll also make a note of that.
and you could put the +5 in there if you want.
Yes.
I guess.
Okay. Just one? Or like a,
Yeah, just give me one.
okay. 14?
All right, it works. You freeze enough that it stops the gout of flame. You guys move on, or
Yeah.
look around, or what? What you
Is there
do?
anything else?
Don't know if that'll stop it forever, but I can refreeze it if we want to look over the room.
Well,
I
if
got
it's
13.
solidified slag, I don't know if it's gonna reheat to the same melting point from a gout of flame. Unless it's
Could be
magical.
magic. We don't know.
I got 13 as perception. Because I'm just going to.
Toss in the room.
Is there anything else in the room?
While
roll
they're,
perception, yeah.
while they're doing that, I was just every time it looks like it's softening. I'll
Also,
just
while you're
recast.
looking around, there's actually another way out of here. There's a white gate that's hidden in an alcove in the northeast. And this white gate, when you hold your gate stone next up to it, opens up to a place called the Clay Golem Kiln. So it's another location here.
Okay.
We could go there.
Or wait, I might have read that wrong before.
Or are we in the kiln?
I don't think we are.
Because it's hot.
That would make sense.
Like the portal probably, if you were going from here to somewhere else, the portal probably wouldn't display where you're already at. You're like, all right, I'm going somewhere else. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's the D&D equivalent of you are here.
But it only tells you when you're leaving.
No, the Clay Golem Kiln is the room you were just in.
Oh,
Yeah, so
so
don't worry about it. So yeah,
okay.
you would you roll perception?
14.
14?
13.
13. Asura, you find a hidden in the walls of that there are a bunch of molds throughout the room. That when you open them up, there are vials of rare tinctures and admixtures used in the construction of iron golems. You can roll me an Arcana check.
I
If
should
you
really
like.
roll for perception.
Since they
Now
were
they are
liquids.
pretty heavy. They weigh about 30 pounds,
20.
and they are worth all told about 5,000 gold.
Okay.
Or we could make our own iron golem.
We need a book.
You need a special magic item, and it's like 5 years.
Never mind.
We still could.
Unless
That
every
being
single one of
said,
us work
unless
on it.
all of you work on it. Well, Greta's not a caster; she can't work on it. But the 4 of you could work on it, and then it'd only take a little over a year.
Amaron, stop weaving flowers into
We
it.
forgot to check on the staff that the
Yeah.
firekeeper.
Not worried.
No, we looked at it.
No, to see if it was attunement.
Yeah, it is. The staff of fire
Yes,
is
it is.
Has to be
Wonder if
attuned
you could
by
grow plants
a
in
druid,
it.
a wizard.
So
And
are
then they
you
can
heading
source
past
the
the?
control of that
You heading past the fire?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, fire can't stop us.
So if you
You
head
tune that
past the
staff,
fire
you can
because
have
it
a
is
golem.
currently blocked
Iron
by
golem.
molten rock, and you head into a fiery hall. At the center of the fiery hall is a huge crucible that emits vapors. Dozens of molds and piles of armored plate are spread out before 6 hulking armored figures that stand along the walls. In the southwest is nothing. At the north part of the room is a contact stone. Now,
Wonder if this is the crucible of Freya.
there is a red wizard and another Afriti. The Afriti is holding his hands out and shooting like just gouts of flame onto the boiling metal of the crucible. Yeah. And the red wizard is just a man sitting in like a medieval like folding chair basically, and just like writing on a scroll, and then he looks up when he sees you and he says, you weren't supposed to come here. Let me guess. You're here to free the prisoner in the next room?
Yeah.
Yes. Among other things.
I accept your surrender.
And your unbinding of the Afriti.
My surrender? That's cute.
We've already let a few of you go when they have surrendered.
To work with the rebels, no doubt.
Perhaps it's fitting that you're here at the crucible.
Oh, how so?
Greta doesn't pause. David does.
Okay. Regardless of your warrior's tongue-tied condition, I am afraid that I cannot let you pass. And I will not be surrendering.
So you want to die?
We have already taken care of the Wizard of Flame, the Beholder, and many others. What makes you think you're better?
That little bit of self-conceit that every wizard has growing up, they're telling them that no, this time I will be the greatest. It must be something like that, of course. Humor aside, I would die gladly than cross the Red Wizards. There is a torment worse than any death you could hand that awaits all of those rebels. And if you live, you tell them that. Our masters will not take kindly to their betrayal.
If they live.
They will know that I sacrificed myself to stop you here, and I will be brought back and rewarded. They will suffer eternal torment as soul jars. Still,
If they care enough to bring you back.
well, I guess I'll have to show them how much they should care, eh? And he rises to his feet, and he turns to the Afridi and he says, "Slave, kill them."
Is there another
And
one
he
of those?
turns and he begins, he places out a hand
Probably
towards one of the iron golems and begins casting
No,
some
he
sort
mentioned
of
it was
spell.
also in chains.
No.
You mentioned the Afridi was in the same kind of smoke chains?
No, it's not in smoke chains, but it does seem to obey his commands in another way. You're not sure how. You might be able to make a check.
Identify what it is.
And by check,
binding him
he
to the
means
wizard.
Spanish.
Man.
No.
Don't spell slot time.
Right.
And you mean
If you
check,
can
as in
identify,
literally check.
if you can identify, I might be able to dispel
And then
magic.
out of character, I think I know what's up.
Kill the wizard.
All I have to do probably just gonna have to fight him. Straight up.
I mean,
Do
Do you want to roll it or not?
magic man.
Roll Carna.
well, if
Oh,
you
yeah,
know
I'll
if it's
do
a
it.
You don't
summoned
have
spell.
to if you
It's-
don't want to.
Well, I got the highest I can get, so yeah, I know it. 30.
Well,
Or no smoking. Hopefully. I got a 30.
So you've heard that sometimes creatures are bound and placed in chains that make them easier to mentally control them. Not all chains are physical. It might be under some sort of mental compulsion, possibly a charm. In fact, now thinking about those smoke chains, those probably are meant to weaken your will over time. If they're anything like the chains way early on you saw in there that weaken people's like minds and resolve and make them loyal to the Thayans, this might be something similar where it breaks down the Afridi's will and makes them easier to be charmed.
Can I dispel magic that?
Yeah, you could dispel magic. That being said,
fails,
well,
I
I
got
twist.
it too.
we are going to roll some initiative.
What?
What was it?
Trade back.
Okay. See, I thought it was like the water top.
Cherry.
I thought it was
Why? Pick your poison.
Now,
Bad or worse.
2 of the iron golems spring up. Or sorry, 1 of the iron golems springs up. That was
Try exactly the same.
25 to 20. No one? Okay.
The adventure would throw 2 of them. They're supposed to be fairly tough. That's something I would do. I'm not the adventurer.
19 to 15.
18.
18.
How do you know we don't have 2 because of Mario?
I don't. He said 1 and not 2.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a mistake. But he could be like, I don't know. It's like,
Okay.
No, you remember he adds stuff because there's more of us.
he just said there was 1. Correct.
Sometimes.
No.
So, 14 to 10.
11.
13.
9 to 5. 4 to 1.
4.
3.
The caster goes first. Fuck you. Vocal. Fennec. What?
That's. Sorry.
He didn't expect you to continue after fuck you. We are children, okay?
You're
Creates
supposed to be dad.
a cloud of stinking, rotten egg smelling, wretched filth in the air around you.
Granna's dad.
Really?
That's a real big fuck you.
Now, it is, I believe, let me put. Did we put this guy on the other side? Because he's backing up his far corner.
These are the golems. Or the casters.
Golem
Or, wait.
is gonna be the grape, and this is gonna be the free.
Gotta make. Do you have any more atomic fireballs for the
Or
free?
should they do?
I'm sure you know. And they should be, the iron golem should be against that far wall over there. No, other one. No, other one.
The other one.
On your right. The right far wall. No.
What?
The only wall you guys have not put the
This
thing towards.
one.
That
Oh.
one.
Far wall.
From you.
I assume that meant here because it's
Sorry, I meant the far wall from you in person, and then the Afridi should be 2 spaces in front of Asura.
In front.
That's good. That's fine.
Okay.
Technically, did you remember this?
I'm not my card.
He said there's like a pit or something here.
There's a crucible in the center, but it's hanging up off the ground. So
Conversation.
The same one that
now,
bonked down the hill.
What's that?
a cloud appears in front of you. Then the golem picks up its massive blade and approaches, wading into the center of you, literally stopping between Greta and Ashura. And it will.
Does Thoradin still have counterspell?
No.
Out of spell slots?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told you so.
I wasn't sure.
So, it moves up it opens its, it has a little slit where its mouth would be. It opens up and it exhales a green gas into the center of you. I need each of you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Once upon a time, by this point, I would have been
Everyone gets a 4.
What'd you get? 18.
What'd you get?
Other way.
What'd you get?
Did you have 4?
26.
I rolled a 1.
What'd you get?
32.
32. Okay. Asura and Squig take 45 poison damage. The rest of you two take,
Is that a spell?
no. You two take 22 poison damage. You take 11 poison damage because as a dwarf you're resistant to poison damage.
Once upon a time,
Yep,
I would have been
7
immune to poison damage. Yeah, and I double druids of spit wasn't needed.
So,
You remember Yolande was just walking through the poison
Oh.
mushrooms? Like,
I need
why is
12 for
everyone coughing?
yeah, of course necessary.
I can't remember what horse's
Con?
Probably a +1.
Maybe a 2.
It's
It
a
doesn't make
horse.
sense.
It takes 45 poison damage.
Horses down. Wait. I forgot what you said.
This is my
So I have 7.
Okay, so that was its turn.
The horse is alive!
Oh, nice. Amaron, it is your turn. But at the start of your turn, you're going to have to roll me a Constitution saving throw. I believe it's a Constitution. I'm double checking it right now.
This is choking smoke?
Well,
It's probably cloud.
but it wasn't a spell.
No, the caster casted a
Yeah, the
cloud
caster
upon us.
cast
Oh.
the cloud, and that's what this is. And it's not cloud kill, it's a yellow gas mode.
Yeah, because it was also
So-
smelling awful, like ass.
Okay, yeah, a Constitution saving throw. And what'd you get?
11.
11?
You still have 4?
Yeah.
You spend your action retching and like throwing up onto the ground.
Why?
You still have the rest of your turn, so a bonus action and a move action, but your action is wasted to.
Is it the
vomit.
entire room, you said?
No, it's just the area you guys are in, and like a little, basically up to where the Efreet is.
Oh, so you can move out?
Yeah,
of
you
it?
could run out of it, although you will provoke 2 attacks of opportunity
Unless you
unless you teleport. Anyway,
So there's
What is
like
a
some
bonus
type of
action?
transit company that has called themselves Teleport. Because we're that fast.
Please be quiet.
They're peasants. I'm sure some rituals do something that's not hard. The money's not peasants. The money's forbidden magic.
the money's delicious.
The money's in liches.
Liches are forever.
Liches are forever.
Where is it not?
Basically, you have to get past the Efreet for it to not be.
He's 20
Just
squares
gonna-
out.
Okay. Is that your turn? Because you still
Yeah.
have movement. If you want to move around. Okay. You teleport out there. That is your turn. It is now. The Efreeti turns to you and attacks.
Tamron.
Who?
You, Emma. Sorry.
Oh.
That's fine. Okay, I turned my turn.
Why me?
Because
You're away from the group. You're a lone wolf. That
Alright, it moves
This
up and
is the
swings
best.
with its scimitar twice.
Meryl's not a wolf, he's a bunny rabbit.
Turn class.
Torn.
You attacks hit.
I'd say more of like a badger.
You take.
What if I use my ring of spell storing to cast shield, which I'm pretty sure I need to have someone for that
thought you had 2 mirror images. Oh, and a shield.
After we long
Yeah, that's
rested,
true.
I used the shield once, but I wanted someone to put it back in when we long rested.
Are you going to use the shield? What does your armor class up to?
Shield that's 5?
Yeah.
Then 25.
Well, for the miss, you strike against your magic shield.
Yes.
Concentration for
I
how long?
lost my shield.
No, it's just until you
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
it's
for
not
the
concentration.
spell.
Shield of Faith is concentration.
Wait. Did I use it after the long rest?
I don't think so.
Oh, no, did you?
So maybe we were just getting fucking
That might have
spells.
been why.
I'm going to use
Yeah, because I know you got hit by the armor, so I don't.
I don't recall either way.
I don't.
You probably
Ah, well.
Okay. It is now Renna's turn.
neat.
I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Then for 4.
Impossible.
I got.
You're fine. You steal your stomach. You do not belong.
I'm going to make some attacks. Where
It's not like it really matters knowing.
I'm sorry, who are you attacking?
I am attacking the.
No. I say Nene.
You don't want the person who does the highest amount of damage to defeat the thing with all the hit HP?
My first attack did 35 damage. 26.
Okay.
Did 29.
36, 26, 29.
Yeah.
Okay. You slash into the golem 3 times.
And not to showboat, but I think I'm going to action surge on
I thought you didn't have an action surge. Oh, but you short rested. He comes back on the short rest.
that. I
Now we should
Got-
get secret of that.
my 3 attacks, a 20 to hit the first one, and then 18 and 17 for the other
Unfortunately, the other 2 do not hit.
two. Neat.
It's been environment. It's pretty tough.
For 29 damage.
You strike 4 times into the golem, ripping out chunks of it.
It's easy to
Putting a bunch of damage on him, and then it is Squig's turn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Squig, take your turn.
If you match the AC. Oh, wait.
Attacker wins.
Roll a con.
20.
20. Okay. That is a success.
Okay. Then I think that was the border of the poison or cloud.
Yeah.
And okay, I will actually.
If my assumption is correct, the crucible could be his binding point, like the same as the last one. If you
Does the crucible look the same?
disrupt
As
or
the
destroy
big ass
it.
one?
No,
Fine.
there's no smoke coming out of it. That's what you're
It's just a regular crucible.
I
Is it from what we can see?
There's not smoke coming out of it. That doesn't mean it can't be lit.
So what's
You
your
could
action?
tip it over if you want.
I'm going to
I'm gonna dispel.
pull out the dagger of poison and use an action to cover it in its own effect.
Okay.
And you're within melee of the wizard because it's hard to cast with somebody on your face with a melee weapon.
If you say so.
Gotta shank the bitch.
And that'll be my turn. because I don't have any bonus actions.
You didn't attack him.
It uses an action to activate the dagger.
Okay. Alright, so you run up on him. That is your turn. It is now Ashura's turn. Roll me a Constitution save. You fail.
I tried.
Yet you rolled too high.
Oh,
You're fine.
Alright,
You're like, that
Just takes a nice.
That doesn't smell that weird,
I'm
actually.
gonna move
I've
here.
smelled this before.
So it's past the free, right?
Yeah, it's past where the Afridi was.
Okay, so I will cast this spell on whatever is binding, because Thoradin figured it out, right?
Yeah.
I will cast this spell, magic, on his
Roll
binding.
and add charisma. You make me cast
You
roll
get
with
free.
that. I think. It doesn't
Because
say
it's-
what spell. I don't know what the spell level is because it doesn't say what spell they use to charm them. It just says that they're charmed.
Okay.
I'm
So roll
assuming
and
it's
add
charm monster. So
Which
roll
is-
and add charisma.
Above a certain level.
Proficiency or no?
No, you roll and just add your charisma modifier. So it's a roll plus 4.
8.
Doesn't go off, unfortunately. You attempt to unwork the magic, but it's a little too strong.
I would have much preferred to roll that 20 on that.
I know.
But then you would have rolled the 4 on the
I
save, 'cause that's how
probably would have
dice work.
succeeded it.
Yeah.
I add significantly higher on con.
What about the horses?
What's that?
No, the horses roll in the smoke.
Oh, both. The horse can still attack.
Oh, the horse has to roll the con save.
Yeah. That's 4 plus 1. It makes it. It got a 20.
The horse can still make its attack on something if it wants.
Well, I don't want to attack it free, actually. Can I change my
Well,
movement
if
to
it
the
is under the effect of a charm, that's if it's the same thing. Charm, you roll the save and you take damage because we've been charmed before.
Is charm concentration at all?
No.
Well,
Yeah.
those are concentration.
There's-
Conditions are not.
Yeah, conditions are not concentration.
Okay.
But
But
you
either
get to
way,
roll
killing
on
the
them.
wizard is,
Maybe. That's
I'd
not
say, is the
necessarily
better options. There's the better option. The wizard's weaker. The wizard is controlling the guy, and hurting the guy probably won't do us any favors when he's free, since they're
These are all true.
dickish.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that too. So
conviction.
horse will trample first to see if the wizard's not prone. So strike save.
It's not conviction.
Not even close. He is not hella prone.
Yeah. All right. Horse gets advantage. Horse crits.
Oh boy! Oh hey, the poison!
Oh yeah, the horse.
If you even
No,
look
no,
at
no.
me, I will stomp you to death with my attack. It doesn't
He
apply
said
to
the
us.
horse doesn't apply.
Oh right, it's weapons.
It is a D6. Yeah, 1d6. 4. 12.
It stomps on the wizard, wounding
It's
him.
also like its face.
Ah!
It knocks him to the ground.
You're a fucking cat! Even
Stop
if
it.
you look at me, I will stop you. Guess
you should have studied horse safety.
Thoradin, it's your turn.
That's what you call it. You dumb fucking horse.
So about the fact that shockwave, I should have that now. It can max on
Long rest? Yeah.
a
Oh.
Short. It comes back on a shorter long rest, I think. So yeah, you do have shockwave.
I think it's done.
Oh, dawn. Is it?
What does it say?
And,
May,
once a
I
day,
think.
Then no, it's not back yet.
yeah.
Should I try this spell?
It'll be back after the next long rest you
That's
take.
about
Oh, do you want to kill in the free or do you want to save it?
I don't want to say killing the wizard will probably have some effects.
It might.
It might. But if it works, doing it early would definitely benefit us because then you don't have a wizard much
And maybe the Iron Golem, if the Iron Golem is technically under control of the Free.
Anyway, so, Thoradin, what's your action? Show.
Actually, it doesn't. Well, I forgot to write. Doesn't have or anything, but I believe it says once a minute. Whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just no, first.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean,
save.
I can look it up.
I got well, he's not there. So. Yeah.
Oh, hold on. Oh, wait, no, never mind. Don't worry about it.
16.
16? You do not bother.
And
11 to 6.
Getting that margin down.
Why does he keep going down?
Well, I mean, it's still technically correct.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, this is.
I mean, I'm fine with it going down. That just makes the save easier.
It's going down.
Saves get
Cannot be used till the next time. So you do not have a shot.
yeah. What is that?
Clown.
Cloud?
You have to move past here.
You have to move past that now.
Past the Euphrates.
Where is this clown?
Somewhere in the corner.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That'd be out of the cloud because the Free wasn't in the cloud.
Oh, there, fine. Okay.
Because I assume you don't want to provoke attack.
Yeah. And
Use regular movement from there.
Throw him.
no, I have 25 speed.
Oh,
He's a dwarf with short
still not out of the
spells.
cloud.
I'll use
No, that's where
Minesweeper.
Actually,
I
it's not
can
passed.
use it. on
Okay,
the
Manslaughter on who?
The wizard.
The wizard? Okay, he makes an intelligence save.
Prone is only advantage on
What's your save?
Melee
Guys.
or
Guys.
Wizard, 17. Spell save. DC.
Spell save 17.
Um,
He makes it, yeah.
right.
does it still do half?
Wow.
So is that your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now,
You know, if
the
Amaron
wizard's turn.
stands here,
He gets up.
I was gonna say if Amaron moves here, he ain't going nowhere.
What do you want to do, huh?
What is this turn first?
The top one.
He could.
Maybe. The only red wizard we've seen teleport was bitch.
She did.
I've seen teleport. The other person. The guy that we questioned.
He dimension door.
That's all
He switches places with the Afridi.
What?
Yeah, they literally switch locations.
No movement whatsoever.
Just they teleport to each other's space.
Not even a spell.
Damn.
Nope.
It's a trap
And then once he moves over there, he.
Go ahead. Come on.
Why do all the spellcasters do
He begins conjuring something as he casts. Fuck you. Loco.
Counterspell.
Bere.
I have one third one.
You're gonna counterspell it?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a caster level check.
How's that spelled again? Not pronounced. How's it spelled?
S-A-C-I-O. It's Latin.
Plus my intelligence.
Yes.
He makes it fine.
What'd you get?
3 plus my intelligence, which is 5, so he makes it.
Unfortunately, you do not counterspell the spell, as black tentacles spring up around Squig and Asura.
Motherfucker.
And I need you to roll saves. Or you have the card, don't you?
Isn't it a
Can I get the card real quick? Or you can hand me the sheet, that's fine.
I assume just a big
Hold
enough
on.
radius.
Hold on. Okay. You two need to roll me dexterity saving throws.
Why the
You're
dex?
more dexterous than
At
fifth
4.
grade.
At least.
Oh boy.
What'd you get?
7.
9.
It is the goal.
Now, you
There's-
both take damage, although will be halved because of your fucking bullshit aura. Now made this whole dungeon way less threatening than it should have been.
Hey, we've already almost died.
Just in time for you to have a fuck you wizard ability. You both take 9 damage, and that's already halved, and are restrained.
Yeah, that's important. So is that action?
I'm pretty sure that is.
You
I-
cast the spell, and then he tries to move over next to the golem, which does provoke an attack of opportunity.
Claws!
You're gonna strike at him with your claws?
Yeah. Oh, wait. How big
Nice.
is the radius?
I got a 24 to hit.
Hits.
20 to look at mountains and back real quick because
Wow.
it has.
If it's a 20-foot square,
I got 23.
you'd have to also position on Amon or the front. Free.
I actually rolled 2 10s for once. 23 damage.
23 damage. Nice. You slash out at him, wounding him greatly as he moves over next to the golem. He does not need to make a save,
No.
and he cast it on the wall, which is why it's hitting the two of them.
Okay. Yeah.
They sprout from the wall and grab.
Yeah. No.
So, it is now the golem's turn. The golem attacks Brenna.
Using rock blast.
It uses rock tombs.
Hey, at least you're not flying.
You mean he doesn't have to make a save for moving into poison?
What was the horse?
The poison's gone because he summoned the.
Oh,
Does the horse save on
how
16?
nice.
It is concentration.
Yes, it does. So the horse is not restrained and does not
I
take
might
the
not
damage.
have dealt enough damage.
Um,
Good fail.
Yeah, because of now they come back instead of taking half damage, it takes 1 chance to succeed.
Okay. That would normally apply, but this spell already doesn't do damage.
Oh.
Safe.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep my horse alive, but either way.
Yeah. No, the horse manages to avoid the tentacles, although you still find yourself caught up.
So
in
the horse can go. but I
Somehow.
can't.
So the horse can try to slip its way out of there.
Okay.
Okay. Now, it is. Okay. Grandma, you're being attacked twice. It swings. It has a big like glaive, and it swings it into you twice. 2 attacks. Yeah, you can reach the so. What is your armor class?
It is.
Both of these are gonna hit. Okay. The first one deals 23 damage. The second one deals 39 damage. Striking into you twice, once into your chest, once into your head. It is now Iman's turn. I'm gonna roll for his best.
Well, I would try to dispel magic. But there's that wizard exposed to the
Action to get out of it.
No, I'm using the text when you first enter to be in cast ability. So it will also trigger on your turn.
So we'll just automatically take an additional 3
Yes.
immediately at the start.
Yes.
Okay.
sending my eye.
Okay. It's 3 advantage.
I got a 27.
Hits.
Thank you all for accuracy. For once.
The additional plus nobody has weapons.
Everything is a dex right now.
16 damage this time.
You stick your nails into the back of his neck and pull.
Yes!
Dripping away at his flesh, just eroding bone. He falls to the ground, dead. The tentacles disappear. Because he is dead.
Ain't nothing to concentrate on.
Now, is that your turn?
Brain.
Yeah.
Okay, the
I warned
freeze
you.
swings out at Squig, attacking twice.
Told you to surrender next.
One attack is going to hit at least. You're out of spell slots, though, right? Yeah. Okay, one attack does hit.
Oh, the Afridi still.
It's probably an effect.
Well, it's a charm, so
Back to torture. Probably.
it could just be a charm.
Okay.
That's right. So dispel.
I'm pretty sure that's how animal friendship works, is it has a duration.
Yeah.
Obviously it was a concentration because he cast other spells, and it might not be his concentration.
And it was explicitly stated it wasn't concentration.
So, okay, you take 20 damage, 7 of which is fire.
Oh wait,
You have
I
resistance.
sentinel him.
Okay.
No, wait, no. I don't know if I'm going to hit him.
Okay, that's fair. You take 20 damage, Squig, and it is now. His other attack, however, hits against your armor. And it is now Greta's turn.
Cool.
Don't really want
Gotta make some
to
attacks.
ask. Because I want him to be effective. In case he remembers all this. Which he probably will.
Might have to attack him anyway. I also want to attack him. Like, once he's down, it goes back to 2 so I don't see a problem
Yeah, but if you dispel him, he doesn't bug for pain or bug.
with
He's
it.
trying to be compassionate,
Yeah,
like a lawful good paladin.
yeah.
Who knows something is under.
Aren't trees?
No, they're not. They're elementals.
Yeah.
I'm afraid the highest one of my attack was 17. So,
Unfortunately, that is 3 misses. 2, he parries with the sword. 1 hits him square in the chest, which just does not quite find purchase. That is Greta's turn. It becomes Squig's turn. And the tentacles come back just to spite you. Ah!
Damn it! Damn.
You can, what should I call it? Disengage.
Seeing the fucking guy is dead, like a poison dagger.
Damn it!
Oh yeah, that is a
You spent your action.
Dude, last Saturday I summoned Spiritual Weapon. I squid it all 3 times, and by the time we got into another encounter, it was gone. And I was like, that was a fucking incredibly used spell slot.
Ah, so nice! Using things that hurt you!
And then having them to death.
I'm sorry, but I created violence.
Five?
I encourage violence.
See, I don't
That's
know
so critical.
what your
I thought
plan
you would have
is.
seen that by now.
Well, I already
that was in
cast
the
the
first
spell
episode.
once. Tried to.
Unless you vocalize
So-
it, I'm
so-
not gonna know what your plan
Squid,
is.
what are you doing? Well, you know what Dispel Magic is. You saw him try to cast Dispel Magic on. It's on your spell list too.
Oh, yeah.
So you know he's trying to cast Dispel on the free, just from like seeing what he was trying to
I'm gonna try it again.
Drop the dagger poison.
How about you just go? Go attack.
do. No, use it on the Golem. The Dagger of Poison, that'll be real effective.
Oh, yeah.
Disengage.
So good.
Disengage.
Bonus action, disengage.
Okay.
Attack with the crossbow.
Fuck, no. It's not a magic crossbow.
And it's
And if the clay golem was resistant
Alright.
to...
actually, Clay Golem was
Huh?
Clay Golem was immune to non-magical weapons.
Right.
That worked out.
I'm going to assume this thing's worse. And...
That was fast.
Yeah, it's part of Goblin.
Right.
They can disengage or hide.
These things
Yeah,
are
yeah, right.
definitely.
And I'll, after disengage, drop the ass goblin of poison at my feet and blast the iron golem on firebolts.
That's fine. Although you said you dropped the goblet of poison, I assume you did a dagger of poison. I assume you did not pull out a poisoned goblet.
No, I am so angry. I bite the dagger that I've inflicted with poison to
No, you
make myself
up
poisoned
and he
and
licks
drop.
it.
Oh, that was really cool.
I shouldn't have done this. You'll be that one Japanese
I
show.
forgot about that.
And
The weird Dragon Warrior parody show. That show's really funny,
There's
actually.
a show without a movie?
No, that's a show. That's a show. It's like a parody of Dragon Warrior, where the main character only cares about titties and is a total idiot. And there's a point, like the most famous scene in the show is they come across a bandit who starts talking about a poison that is instantly lethal, and then he licks the blade. He goes, "I shouldn't have done that." And he falls on his face. It's funny. It's super funny. I can link you to it. It's great.
why you gotta be so toxic?
Let me spears up in here.
That is a 26 to hit.
Okay. Yeah, that hits.
This is immune to fire.
I forgot you were attacking the golem.
Yeah.
What's
Wouldn't active fighting definitely be immune to fire?
At least
your
resistant.
fire strikes the golem and does nothing.
Sick.
So it is now Ashura's turn.
Alright. I tried to spell magic again.
Alright, roll another check.
Believe in
You shouldn't.
Oh, crit fail.
What?
What'd you get?
I crit failed.
Oh.
You never know.
Unfortunately, the horse can still take an action if you want.
I used boots of speed, so it gets disadvantage on me.
And the horse disengages.
Trample and well, the hooves aren't going to knock, but trample without knocking down.
Alright, so the Afridi misses on the attack of opportunity, and then the golem is not knocked prone. So it now becomes Thoradin's turn.
Well, I trained.
So we have to go.
I think
I'm gonna
Amaron
try
still
to
has a
dispel
dispel.
Yeah, just Maron didn't get to go.
No, I went.
Alright.
The
she
first
killed
time
the-
I
Oh,
didn't
right,
get to
right.
go, and then the second time I was like, well, I already hit that wizard for the attack of opportunity. And now I crave violence.
Well, it's your turn. So
Well, it's not. It's
No.
Oh,
Thoradin's.
when it's your turn, you can try.
Thoradin, then the golem, then Amaron.
Thoradin, Emron, kind of sounds
What if we
similar
were
if you really
right?
think about it.
Then it would be Bender and Flux.
Maron's not even on there.
Sorry, Bender, Flexo, Amaron, Fry.
He's not like five.
Is everyone out there friend?
Yes.
Yes. Even Zoidberg.
He's the doctor.
Not that kind of doctor.
We're just gonna throw a line by itself. I don't think we
Crack golem open like a crab.
No?
can. 8 plus 5, I assume.
13 misses, unfortunately. It is now the golem's turn. It attacks you twice again.
I sentinel the golem.
Okay. Roll sentinel on the golem. One attack misses, one attack hits, Brenna, so you take 23.
I hit so many 19s and not 20s. It hits.
I guess you were the new paladin, huh? That increased your range.
Yeah.
I know. It's so good. Although you wouldn't have the magic resistance, Aura, so.
Yeah.
24 damage.
24 damage. You
I
stab
don't
it.
know, it seems like a decent critting on a 19.
Do you have any idea how much damage you prevented this entire fucking time? Literally at least 400 damage. You have just been like,
And that's-
no, because my aura.
That's not just including me. That's including people that were next to me.
Yeah,
He knows.
I know, that's why. Otherwise, it wouldn't be for him.
Oh, okay.
So, it is now Maron's turn.
I'm gonna attempt to dispel magic on the this charm.
Is guidance a cantrip?
25.
Damn.
Thank you.
You cast a dispel. The Afridi's eyes like snap closed and then open, and he looks around. He looks at the dead wizard with anger, and then he moves over and swings at the golem. And hits once. One attack bounces off, one attack hits.
But he has advantage.
Oh, that's true.
He'd actually have advantage from anywhere. Because he's surrounded on both sides.
Okay, he hits twice, critting once.
Yep. What a
I
time.
really wanted to see what he would have done to the wizard, but it would have been useless. I would have
What
fucking
a
killed him.
good time to roll a 20. Cool.
I'm going to make some attacks.
I was a little fed up with rolling a 1 and a 4 on third level spell slots. I've been shit on all my checks this session.
You gotta remember, the GM
That's
is your
why I
friend.
think-
The dice are not.
That's why I think one of the new things sorcerers got is really good, is one of the ways they can spend sorcery points is they can spend 2 sorcery points to gain advantage on an ability check.
Oh yeah.
So you can use that to gain initiative, advantage on initiative, which is pretty cool. But the other thing that people aren't talking about is that you can use it on a counter spell or dispel magic check. That just flat out made sorcerers the best counterers in the game, except for an abjuration specialized wizard. And I'd argue they're even better than bards with their jack of all trades bonus.
that also
It's
makes
just
them-
so good.
That makes them like really good to multi-class into if you're a caster, because it doesn't even need to be spells from the sorcerer school. Yeah, it can be anything.
Just the ability to gain advantage on ability checks is really strong, I think.
So how much does counterspell?
Multi-class sorcerer monk.
I may have
You got
raged
a spell?
free,
6.
but I denied you.
2 per month.
Is what die roll is it? Strike.
Just D4.
Is it just a spell roll or a check?
What?
The key strike.
Key strike?
Yeah, for monks.
Oh, you're
No, that's
the
just something that
class.
applies to their attacks.
That's just an apply. Okay.
Yeah. If you're
Because
going,
you still could multi-class sorcerer monk and gain the benefit of
Sorcerer
advantage on checks. And
Oh, no, stunning is they make a save. If you're talking about the thing where you hit them and they like get stunned.
oh no, I'm talking about just multi-class both that probably generally be good.
I got a 13 and then a 20 and a 23.
The 20 and the 23 hit. The number you have to use.
I got 22 on that second attack for damage.
Okay.
so it's AC.
And what's the damage on that last one? 24. You swing once, striking against his sword. You swing again, striking into the deck, and then you put your foot up on him and you pull it the rest of the way out, and he falls over defeated. You gain 210 temporary hit points. I wasn't sure if you'd killed him, but your last damage put him to 216, and I was like, bummer. Just before he was gonna fucking turn around and cone everyone again.
Yeah. No.
Except for Brenna.
Except for Granite. We could have moved around Granite though. We would have taken the attack.
Yay! We did it.
The Afriti turns to you, all of you, and says, "Thank you. I am upset I did not get to visit my pet the vengeance upon that wizard personally. But I suppose since you freed me, I guess we will call that even. You have done much for Afridi. If you wish to come with me, as favored servants, you will be showered in treasures and gifts, but I assume you mortals will want to stay here in your endless struggle. Yes?
Isn't it all we're really good for?
I don't fancy life as a slave.
A slave to an Afridi is a great thing. But that is our ways, and I understand you have yours. Try as I might, I am unable to understand them, but I do appreciate the difference.
People will suffer if we leave now.
Being a champion of an Afridi doesn't sound...
Unfortunately, I do not have a wish available. Otherwise, I would offer it. That being said, if I see you again come the next year, perhaps I will return the favor. Or perhaps not. Farewell.
Thank you all.
Disappears in a flash of flame.
It was awfully nice compared to the last one.
They're not all equally.
I tried to go out of my way to not hurt him.
It did help that he saw you fail twice and then you succeeded. He was like, wow, they're trying pretty hard.
I could have, but
Well, you guys tried harder than he would have, so...
We were
that
determined
helped,
to not only not hit him, but also to free him.
they're not all the same. They're still people. Certain type of people.
I guess.
They can be dickish, but that doesn't make them equal.
Are there lady Ifrits?
I think those are the Deva? No, the
There
Earth
is an
ones?
angel.
Sorry, the
Are they all dudes?
Elemental are gender neutral. They're elementals.
Oh, okay. So they're all elementals.
They just...
I'm just remembering like one
I'm
of the
sure there's hot chicks.
flavor text for Dow was you are under the service of Lady Blah.
If it's up to me, they're
Well, the
totally hot.
But the thing is, there are high
Chicks up there as well.
So there are elemental princes and princesses they've served, and they are gendered.
Oh.
But the average genie, a free T, they're not in D&D in the same way that an elemental is not male or female. It's an elemental.
Okay.
I dig it.
So,
That's just not really a concept that plays to them.
unless Caitlyn gets it.
I'll
First.
say Caitlyn
I
gets it.
cannot eat the spicy.
You wanna
It's
say-
gum. It's gum if it.
Sure. I like...
Well, you're the one who asked for the fireball to be on the board. So.
I do like atomic fireballs. So.
That's
Okay.
why I was gonna let you dispel the magic.
I tried. I tried.
So,
Because I was like,
I
well,
think it's gum.
I
there is
can't eat
one
the
way
spicy.
left to go. Do you head there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you do anything before you head in there, or are you just walking in?
There's nothing
Toss
in
the room.
Yeah, there's nothing in the
Personally.
room. Check the room. Check the room.
I think we should toss the room.
Yeah.
You're gonna toss them
Because
in?
there was still wizard here. It might have been something useful.
22.
22?
oh, I'll perception. I
Same
got lots
for
of
you
that.
downtime.
8.
I got 20.
14.
I perceive.
With your special eyes.
My owl will also perceive.
Searching the room, you find another set of iron golem materials worth 5,000 gold.
No, owls have advantage on perception when it comes to seeing or
Oh, it's advantage?
Yep.
I thought it was just +3.
This is 5th edition.
sorry.
We don't do pluses here.
I'm sorry. You said how much?
5,000 gold worth.
5. Okay.
Where'd that angel be?
So I think I found a misprint in the book, but I will talk about that later.
Ooh.
The next area you head into is a deep pit surrounded by loose rock and rubble scars the smooth marble floor of this chamber. A heavy rope descending into the pit is connected to a system of winches and pulleys. In the pit is a literal giant. There's a giant, bald head, kind of really deep tan skin. He's wearing pretty simple clothing, and he's just pulling on the pulley.
Another slave.
Quick, show off by eating fire, then insult him.
What's the other
Different character.
Well, what's the other side of the pulley system connected to?
Dude,
He's working.
As
They get to do
they're
sick
pulling
ass-
stones out of a giant pit, while a second giant cuts the stone from the wall. So there's a giant in the pit cutting stone away from the wall and attaching it to a pulley, and the other giant is pulling it out with a massive rope, and he's a giant. He's swole as shit, so he's just like.
What kind of giants are these?
You know,
Or
I described them as
Basic
tan
check.
looking. You can roll a nature check.
I'm gonna roll a nature check.
Okay.
You get up to him.
I like rolling
sniff
nature
him,
checks. I got
lick him a little
24.
bit.
Say stone golem.
Oh.
Or stone golem. Stone giants. They are giants who work with stone. They're great craftsmen. They make really nice stone work. Their homes are very pretty.
I mainly ask them because
They mostly fight dwarves. They have a fierce rivalry with dwarves because they tend to want to live in the same places, and giants don't like to share. So dwarves are like, fuck you, we're dwarves, we don't take shit from anyone at any time. At least that's my headcanon. So they tend to fight a lot. In fact, in earlier editions, dwarves did more damage with weapons against giants because they hate them so
I
much.
remember that.
Yeah.
It's like a free favorite enemy.
Yeah,
Then
it's a
even
little
more.
mini favorite enemy, and they get it against orcs, giants, and gnolls, I think.
That sounds about right.
Do they notice us, or do we notice that they're
Now,
traps?
as you walk up, they don't appear to be chained or anything. The one holding it, like, turns towards you, drops the thing, which lands on the other one's foot. The one goes, ah! Hey!
I laugh
Yells up at the second guy, and the first guy's like, it's the intruders.
at that.
The second one turns and says, intruders.
You're free to go? What? Wizard's dead? Dying?
Really?
Uh,
I don't know. You want to trust him? And the first one says, shut up. Just
I can be back in like 10 seconds. I can prove it to you.
Yeah, drag his corpse over here.
Hmm.
I got his
Oh.
blood on my hands. Does that help?
Yeah, why don't you do it, Mr. Bloodthirsty?
I don't know. Should we trust him? And the second one turns to him and says, well, if they're really dead, they're not going to pay us anymore. We might as well leave. And the first one turns to him and says, yeah, joining was stupid anyway. I thought we'd get to, like, crush people. They just have us lifting rocks. And the second one says, yeah, we could probably find a better job somewhere. And they turn towards each other, and they, like, both nod, and they turn, and the first one says, I accept. We accept.
Okay.
Can he get out?
Yeah, of course he can get up. The second one literally just one hand pulls himself out. They're huge. You're literally like, oh my god.
I am small.
Yeah. You're as big as the guy's slightly crushed toe. As they just walk over you, they're like, sorry, we don't. Do any of you look up?
No.
Oh.
Because if you look up,
Yes, but by accident.
you see a tickling pair of giant nuts. One of the guy's thing came undone when he was shifting around. He has like a toga thing, and it was shifting around when he got his foot snapped. So you look up and you're just like, that is the biggest genitalia I have ever seen. Jesus Christ.
To be fair, for a Maron, it's probably more looks up and is like, ah,
Giant
that is
balls.
the biggest piece of genitalia I've ever seen.
They continue and leave.
Sometimes there are things better unmentioned.
There were no giants here.
It's just nature, man.
There were no giants in this room.
There's a door leading out the other side of the room, or you can check out this room if you want.
I thought that was fine with my other characters. They wasn't.
That's
Whoa. Oh, was it on?
Checking them.
So,
Sorry.
what do you do?
Toss the room?
Yeah.
Okay, give me a roll.
I
I
mean,
got 17.
why not?
There's nothing in here.
I got
Oh,
27.
really?
Okay.
I bet
Yeah,
they had
there's-
shit. Ah.
There's rocks.
There's you can take some rocks if you like.
Oh,
You
were there
head
any really
into
cool
the
rocks?
next
Do I
room.
find a really cool rock with my 27?
Anything they might
I
carve.
will say when he dropped the rock, it split open, and there is like some the
Geo?
purple. Yeah, there's like a purple geode with some crystals sticking out of it.
Moonstone?
No,
Amethyst.
Geo.
Oh, it's not worth anything.
it's like a geode.
Oh, okay.
Sweet.
You could try to take a chunk of it, but it's pretty huge. You might need someone stronger to cut out a piece of it.
Oh man.
Can I help with Mason's tools?
Oh yeah. If you want to roll a intelligence plus Mason's tools check, I will take that.
So,
you can also guidance yourself.
Right. I'll do
Can
that
I
too.
assist somehow? I don't know.
If you have proficiency in Mason's
I
tools.
do not. Oh well.
4,
Nah.
6,
This was smithing, then yeah.
11, 15.
15?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pull a nice, so it's basically like a piece of rock as big as both your hands, and the inside is purple and pink colored crystals. In vaguely like, the whole thing kind of looks like a heart,
Neat.
is how it comes out.
Shiny.
Not purposefully, it just sort of comes out like a multicolored purple pink heart. Might be worth some money, but it's also just nice to look at. Anyhow,
This is your keepsake forever.
This is the prettiest thing I've seen.
Hey,
In months.
Everyone's got to have a hobby. Sometimes it's
Wait,
rock
how long have we
collecting.
been in here? I guess just days.
Day and a half.
It feels like it's been months.
So-
Yeah. You do a lot, so
You-
it's longer.
enter this next area. A statue of an angelic female stands on a raised dais in the center of this chamber, the walls of which glow dimly with golden light. 6 cracked pillars support the crumbling ceiling, each carved in its lower portions to resemble a 4-armed gargoyle shrieking in rage.
Okay.
Sorry, can I guess?
No.
Cool.
How do we go about this?
Sorry.
Now, the gargoyles each appear to have been split in half.
Huh. Like they're in pieces, or like there's just a giant crack down them, but they're still together.
They look like they were split in half with a big sword.
Huh.
Like just through each of them.
Lame. I think
Guys.
fighting gargoyles sounds sick.
I'll guidance myself anyway.
Okay, you guidance yourself anyway. What do you do?
Look over the room, see if we can find anything. Because
Yeah.
if this is the angel and it's trapped in stone, maybe there's something?
That or perception.
I mean, if you have Mason's tools, you can try and like
Um,
inspect the
now-
statue to know if it's natural or not.
You
Or if it's
know
hard.
that the statue. Roll me a religion check with advantage, because you kind of know what you're looking for.
Okay.
hell.
That's 30.
Third.
Yeah.
That is definitely a deva that has been turned to stone.
How
There
do
a
we
way to
go about
How
Yeah.
interesting.
doing it?
How do we undo it
I
besides
didn't know you
dispel
could get an
magic?
angel stoned.
You can.
How do we get it
You
out
know you can.
besides dispel?
I have another dispel I can use,
Anything that we notice around the room? Rooms? Nothing?
but it will be my last dispel.
This is what we came here to do, and we
Is
are
there
going to
any-
be resting afterwards.
Is there anything we can do to give the dispel advantage, since maybe Thoradin knows so much about exactly what it
Do
is?
you want to investigate the statue?
Sure.
Roll investigation.
I'll assist them.
Okay, so you two move up and start investigating the statue.
Yeah.
As you touch it, the stone shatters off. The angel flaps its wing once, its eyes kind of running back and forth, and it screams, "Ah!" and swings out at the two of you.
Shit.
So, I'm gonna need initiative.
Great.
Why? Why?
Alright. I don't
Oh, wait.
know.
That's an 11.
The fall
Oh,
dice
yeah, these were the...
give and taketh away. They both adore me and hate me, apparently.
So 25 to 20.
Yo,
What'd you get?
22.
22. Nice.
Did I either roll terrible?
Huh. What's your dex modifier?
2.
Where the hell would it... Oh, okay, that makes sense, I guess.
I don't like where this is.
Oh, of course it was under angel.
If we think.
I thought it'd be under celestial, so I was like, what the fuck?
That makes sense.
So you said your dex modifier is +2?
Yeah.
She goes first. And then
swings it.
yeah,
And I-
basically it's her and then all of you.
Okay.
So
Oh,
she
man.
swings out once at each of you.
Mm.
Both of those are gonna hit, yeah.
I don't have a spell 5-minute slots, so.
Shoot.
Shield?
Mhm.
Okay, she misses you, but she does hit you. She smacks you with her sword.
I'm gonna use my shield on that. So, minus
Okay.
6.
So -6, so you take 19 damage. Squig?
With the minus.
With the -6.
Okay.
It would have been 6 more.
You said 19?
19.
Are you barely holding on?
I'm a 3.
I told you guys so. I told all of
Hey, this is.
She then flies upward into the air, which does provoke attacks of opportunity from the two of you if you'd like.
No. No, not no. I'm not going to.
Okay.
Why are you attacking us?
We freed
She
you.
just yells at you. You
Uh,
can roll insight if you'd like.
yes.
I wanna.
Well, I said him,
Oh,
because he asked.
Thanos gonna start saying friends against the wizards. Friends against the wizards. I mean, yeah.
Okay. So, it's now Maron's turn.
does it seem like she's under some kind of effect?
You can roll an insight check now, yes, if you would like.
Okay.
Insight or Arcana, I guess.
Motherfucker. 7.
Could be.
If you dispel magic something that's not supposed to be on this plane, does it just go back to its own plane? Or
No.
is that only if it's been summoned?
It's only if it's been summoned.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, it doesn't. It depends on the type of summon.
You could just base it off of. It's most likely under an effect
We have
with all these wizards.
We have a scroll of remove curse, which I don't probably won't work, and lesser restoration. I don't.
But lesser restoration won't fix it.
Yeah, I don't think lesser restoration fixed.
That's a disease or a condition. I'm looking at it.
And the condition is a specific lesser conditions.
Blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
We need greater
Don't use
restoration.
any of those.
So,
Does she seem hard? Hard
she
shot.
doesn't look wounded.
Oh.
You said that she can already roll.
I already did.
Yeah.
Insight.
Well, I said Arcana or Insight,
Yeah.
Oh.
not both.
I only have
Yeah.
insight.
I'm talking about when I'm asking, do you want me to roll Arcana now or later?
I would say on your turn
Yeah.
if you think she might be under the effect of a spell.
So-
I said that because
Do you want to save your
she asked
spell
about
magic then?
spells.
Yeah, because I don't. It can't target an effect if I don't know what the effect is or if there's one.
Okay.
Okay.
I can't just dispel magic.
Well, you can try to dispel her if there's a magic on her. Pretty sure.
Well, it's
Yeah, because I think one of the things for dispel magic is
okay. Yeah, on the target ends. So if there's something on her, it would end.
You cast a spell on her?
Yes.
Nothing seems to happen.
Okay.
You think she's
my
probably not under the effect of the spell.
It shocks me.
She's just bonkers. All right.
or may
No.
just be lashing out. Because
You have bonus action?
Does "ma'am, please calm down" count as a bonus action?
No. That would be a persuasion check on your turn.
Then I will wait.
Alright, it is now.
I'm unattempted.
Sorry, real quick. What did the rest of you roll?
12.
12.
15.
6.
11.
And Squig's next.
I mean, if nobody
Everyone
said
tried to
anything,
persuade her.
You saw me
Trying.
try to cast dispel magic and nothing happened.
okay.
Hysterical, I'm guessing.
Jeez, just flipping out.
If somebody's freaking out because they're scared, I assume I can't just whip something up with my medicine check and like an alchemist tools to make something that's calming. I assume I can't just do
How
that
are you going to
quickly.
make her drink it?
Yeah.
You could try, but like.
Okay. Would I be able to make like that'd probably be 2 turns. But reasonably, do you think I could make something like that using alchemist tools
Into a dart.
and then no. And then maybe on my next turn, or if I can do it quickly enough with Tinker's tools, make something that can aerosolize it?
Yeah.
Like
no,
something
if
that's
you
just
have
like
like
jury rigged
Ow.
together. Just
The thing
fucking
is,
slap.
aerosolization isn't a thing in D&D.
Yeah,
you would be
it's not.
inventing a whole new delivery system that would not take a turn.
How about your free
That
time?
Or-
would take like 3 months,
or
and you
something
would be
that
lauded
if
as
I-
a genius.
Or something that would have the same effect if it's boiled. Because
You could
some
try evaporating
poisons
it.
can still be poisonous just through their vapors.
Yeah, evaporate it with like flames or something.
Okay, but the problem, in order to make something, you could, that take too much time.
Yeah,
Nonsense.
okay, yeah.
In order to
Nothing
make
I can do
something
quickly.
that potent that it would have to be boiled to have an effect would take way more than a turn.
But something into a dart
Just try
of some
talking.
sort.
Perhaps
In
restraining her.
one turn, you might be able to mix up a liquid that she would have to drink. Is the thing. Anything that's going to be quick is going to be something that has to be ingested, because that's the easiest type of effect to make.
Yeah.
I mean, we gotta always. Me and Greta
Okay.
could do strength checks to hold her down.
Mm.
I'm going to
I
do
can
that.
get up there.
Okay, I'm going to do that. And if
Trip her?
she's high enough in the air, then I could just say something to the group that maybe she won't be able
Oh,
to
she's
hear if
fine,
she's
right?
freaking out. Like, I'm going to try and make something to help her calm down.
Okay.
Who has the
Roll me a check.
who has the flight
Intelligence
whistle?
plus
Thor.
Proficiency?
no plus your proficiency in the kit you're using, alchemist kit.
Thoradin has the flight whistle. You could give it to Thoradin.
We also have a scroll of fly.
That's true, you do.
Alright, what can I do?
18?
Do you think it'll work? It's a smoking bottle.
Do you want to
and
relay
it
this
is now
plan?
Ashura's turn.
No, that's what I said in character.
Oh, okay.
I make it so they should calm her down. She has to drink it.
I don't have any flight options. I could try talking her down.
You good? You could try to say something to calm her down and roll me a persuasion.
Well, I am gonna use my since this was our end goal anyway, so
Using
we're
your
going to go
religious
long rest
things.
anyway. After this, I'm going
Right.
to use the rest of my lay on hands on Squig.
The thing is, the persuasion would be an action, so if you use lay on hands on Squig, you
Oh.
won't be able to do it.
Is anyone else gonna heal Squig?
Also, if she's close enough, I'm gonna fucking like run away and try to hide behind something away from her because she flew away.
Alright, that's fine.
Okay.
Can heal him, but it's not going to be as much as you're going to heal him. I'm going to tell you that.
Well,
I'm
I can.
pretty sure
I
I
add-
already used all my dice.
I add 8 on persuasion, so
Well, then
But all I got is
it's gonna have to
wounds,
hang.
which is not going to be that much. It's
and I can only cast up to a second
or
level.
whatever.
can
You still have your staff.
for my bonus action, can I take the potion?
What do you mean no? Is the staff out?
That'd be an interact.
No, but
Taking
I
it.
want it for the
So-
last fight.
Can I take the potion without that doesn't take an action?
Do you want it?
from Squig?
That'd be an interact.
Well, because
right?
if you go down, I don't want you dropping it.
Okay, yeah, you can take the potion from him.
Oh, you just want to
Give it to healthier people, maybe.
give it to
So
you.
you grab the potion.
Oh,
What do you say?
fucking run and hide with 14.
We're not here to hurt you. We're here trying to save everyone that's trapped in this godforsaken place.
Roll me persuasion. And
Playing off of your
roll me
paladiness.
Roll it with advantage.
Okay. 20.
The grip on her blade lessens for a moment. She lands in front
Oh,
of you.
I guess I can produce my holy symbol to like.
Yeah, that's
help.
the holy symbol is what
Or
I
she-
was
or
giving you
she
advantage.
sees
Yeah,
it, yeah.
that's why you got advantage.
Okay.
And she says, "It appears the gods have sent me a paladin to save me.
How long?
I just wonder why they have not sent you sooner.
How long have you been here?
Too long. I've lost so much time, so much work I could do to these bastard wizards. They will know my vengeance."
Well, there's still time.
There is. Thank you, champion. I owe you a great debt. I'm Lumalia.
It's nothing. It's what I do.
Peter
Yeah,
out.
send
He's
him.
like,
So, I roll some.
slowly live.
Are you injured, by the way?
Yes.
Are you down hit points? She lays her hand upon your face and wraps her wings around you, and you regain.
Squig's more injured.
Ace. Yeah, but you're the paladin who helped her.
Okay.
She.
Yeah, Squig's just the guy she brained.
Ah,
Fuck that guy.
slashed.
Slash.
It's because I'm green, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not easy being brained.
She's racist against goblins.
Racist
heal.
angel.
I just
60
remember
hit
that.
points.
Just remember that from fucking Green.
Sure.
And what was her name?
Lumalia.
Lumalia the
Deva.
Deva.
Oh, fuck.
Alright,
Okay.
how do you spell that?
Lumalia.
L-I.
Lumalia.
She heals you, and she says, "Do you know how to reach these wizards?
We do.
Let's go."
We have stones that get to other areas of
We weren't.
the area.
I guess I should, well, obviously tell her that we weren't heading there immediately because
Why?
We had to rescue.
some of us
Yeah.
are in worse shape than the others.
Yeah.
As much as it pains me to say so, we have a coordinated strike planned.
But then it will be.
She looks down, visibly frustrated, and she says, "Well, if that is what you want, I
I'm not.
suppose."
I am not asking you to do anything. You are free to do as you please. You have been trapped here for so long. I
No,
can't
I
ask.
want to help you. It would be wrong to leave.
Okay. Do as you wish. I appreciate your aid.
I appreciate yours.
The rebels are on the blood pens, the blood pools. pools, the abyssal prison, and the demonic pits.
They're currently
No, the abyssal prison and the predator pools.
Predator pools.
Although they're probably going to move in here since almost every room is cleared.
Yeah.
So
We now just need to long rest, and then it's the final
So-
confrontation.
you head back with the Deva. Most of the wizards turn. The Lumalia visibly grips her weapon when she sees the red wizards, and she turns to you and she says, "Why have you brought me back to them?"
They are mere prisoners that have surrendered.
Dude, I think he's talking about she sees the rebels that look
No,
like
she-
red wizards.
What? No, he said red
Right.
wizards.
Yeah, the
The rebels are red wizards.
Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the prisoner red wizards.
No.
well, she's talking about all the red wizards.
All of them.
She doesn't know anything about rebels.
Because we were enlisted.
These are the people that sent us in to the keep.
They are against the machinations of the Lich.
I hardly doubt it. They merely want his prize for themselves. It is not wise to trust these people. Traitors, backstabbers, all of them. They backstabbed their first master by bringing you here, and they'll stab you in the back just as readily. The person who sent you here steps up, and she says, "You can say whatever you want. I am a woman of my word. I wanted to help these people, stop the Lich, and we are." The angel, stares down at her, her eyes burning with hatred, but she holds herself back for now.
I mean, I could do Zone of Truth if she's that insecure about it. And we can all swear loyalties to each other.
Are you going to bring it up?
Um,
Because she's backing down right
No,
now.
that was in character. I
yeah.
So,
I-
sarcasm
I
here.
could make everyone feel more at ease by...
How do you know you can cast Zone of Truth?
Because he said he could before when we were with
The
the
dwarf.
wizard and the dwarf.
that we're trying to lie.
I didn't know you said that in character. I thought you were just bringing it up out of character.
No. Well, out and...
Well, because the dwarf reacted to it. It was like,
yeah.
No, you don't have to
That's
do
fine,
that.
That's fine.
I can make everyone more at ease with each other if I cast
You are
a
speaking
spell.
of truth spells. It will not work against these wizards. They have tricks. I would not trust it anyway. It is fine.
Well, I guess you'll just have to take my word on it then.
She flies over and just kind of stands there, waiting for you all to long rest. And long rest you do. And that is where we are going to call it this week. Next week will be the Phylactery Vault.
I cannot wait to kill me some witches.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I have been Mario Vilas. You can find more of me at Lights Camera Initiative on Twitter, where I speak for some of the people some of the time. Additionally, I am on the Tainted Lands channel every other Monday. By the time this comes out, I will have already been in Fuck Cancer Roll Dice, but check out the VOD for that because it'll probably be pretty cool. Now, David, I know that you have an amazing new animated series coming out, and you're working on a video game that you're doing animation for as well. But I heard that you sell these really cool animated cards. Do you want to tell the people about that? Cards that move? Don't you do those for commission?
I would. Sometimes I take trading cards, typically Pokemon, because I think the Gym Hero set is neat, and I animate the Pokemon on them to do little movements. At a point I can't quite name in the future, I'm going to make a prototype of something a little more ornate, but that'll be on here. I'll probably mention it. Also, I recently, along with a couple other people from the Lonely Zombie team, were part of the esports game jam, where people remotely made a multiplayer game in 3 days, whatever. And there'll be a link down below to our effort for the game jam, which was an idea by Joshua Corral called Lucha Leche, where we made a cow luchador and colored the same one, and they could fight.
Nice.
Sounds dope. We will have a link to that below. Caitlin, as far as I can tell, you're still doing commissions. If you want to plug those to the people, you can.
Pay what you want.
Pay what you want commissions. You could pay any price.
$3 minimum. That's $3.
So it's pay what you want, but at least $3. And
Just because that's how much
if
it
you want,
costs.
that's fair. And if you want a tasteful nude, Caitlin is quite good at those. They're very tasteful and they're very nude.
Hang them in your bathroom.
Drawn, not a nude of. I realize in retrospect
Yeah, I
it
was
sounded
gonna
like
say,
I was saying you can purchase tasteful nudes of Caitlin. That's not what I was implying.
Definitely not.
Are we soliciting anything else?
You can buy a tasteful nude of myself drawn by Caitlin. However, that is possible. I don't know why you would want that, but if you do, technically that's an option. I know I'm saying this all as a joke, but I'm sure Alex is going to be like, so Mario, just to fuck with me. The three of you have anything you want to say?
Well, now he's gonna make you hold your word to it.
Next time you go,
But
visit
can it
their
be a
house.
tasteful nude? An imitation of that one drawing where it's the two ladies and one of them's holding the other's nipple like that, but it's you and David?
I think it would depend on if Alex wanted that.
Do it, Alex.
remember that.
I love that one, and I will
Am I
capture
holding
it.
David's nipple, or is he holding mine?
I guess that's up to Alex.
Oh yeah, it's up to the guy that wants
Okay.
it.
That's
However, I do feel that David would be the one to hold your nipple.
Okay, that's fair, I guess. Do the three of you have anything you want to add?
Cool session. I'm glad I missed the second half. Per se.
I am ready to kill some liches.
Father,
More.
I crave violence.
More liches.
All right.
Nothing much. Just
I'm about
Just-
to go crusades on their asses.
David, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Caitlin, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Jeff, say goodbye.
bye.
Ed, say goodbye.
See.
Sid, say goodbye.
Pleasure.
Goodbye.